Martial arts, karate, I bust you down like Itachi, cause you legitimately Hachi. Trick kamikaze, I'm talking to bodies as I go strip brawly. Your niggas could hardly be me, I'm not part of the sea. I'm part of the sea like Moses. No psychosis, the hocus pocus. I put in potent, sustain focus. Ignore all the BS on my timeline, I throw a lifeline for those thinking I ain't about mine. Hit you upside your head with a tie iron. Can't be your time if it's my time. The set to be patient, I'm patiently waiting. It's driving me crazy, cause lately the odds that I'm facing is basic and basically tragically hating. Anticipating my fall, they want it all for themselves. So I made the call, no need to stall. I go and get them all off of the shelf. I take affirmative action, I'm blasting and laughing of how you're reacting to my satisfaction of cashing injections and Benjis and Wilsons. The life that you always imagined. Brother from the goal, yeah. If you ever see him go, it's Holocaust or Holy Ghost. Overcome or overflow, yeah. Either way it's overdose. Watch you walk or comatose, penetrating to your soul, yeah. Tit for tat and toe for toe, pound for pound and blow for blow. You would never see me fold, nah. Claiming that what you don't know, that is how you get exposed. Left it there with bullet holes.
Promise to leave it alone, promises all day. Pensando cómo lo puedo lograr, en cómo lo puedo hacer, cómo cuido a mi mamá y también a mi bebé. Solo tengo que josear y eso ya me lo sé. Hay días que despierto sin ánimo, pero me tengo que motivar, que nadie te va a ayudar, que no lo voy a lograr. Eso dicen los demás, pa'l carajo los demás, que aquí pues se les va a enseñar. Aquí les caigo y les traigo un talento que lo dejan bien pálido. Si sorprendieron, algunos dijeron que estos son pa' los que sí tienen talento. De verdad, se jodió todo porque yo nunca voy a parar de josear. Pero un día, ojalá yo con ganar doble A. Dile a Mike Tower que me tire para hacer un collab. Sin pijama, Nati, que me invite a la casa. Ojalá, ojalá, ja.
What it do? It's your boy El Divino Vega, live from the Chop Shop. You already know what we do here, and I'm sure you already know what I'm here to discuss. But I did not come alone. I'm also here discussing this matter with the homie Stelos in the building.
What's up? What's up? Appreciate you having me on, man.
Of course. And then obviously none other than Amen in the building.
What's up? How you doing?
All right. So, guys, Euphoria. You know, I just want to say, I told people, relax. Kendrick is cooking. Like, that's the only reason he hasn't responded is because he's cooking. And, or apparently because he's a father. And, you know, he just put family first. And I got to respect that. But whole point is the moment we were all waiting for finally arrived. And that's Kendrick responding. How do you guys feel about that? Silos, let's start with you. How do you feel? Because I know in the beginning, in the backstage, you said you had some thoughts about it. So go ahead, share your thoughts.
Yeah, so first off, you know, I know we kind of talked about it in the last stream. Props to Kendrick for answering back finally. I just like it really took me 2 times to really sit down and listen to it. Again, this is 2 different styles of you know, of diss tracks and just artists in general. So I on that meter of like who won, I still have Drake, like, and I'm trying to look at this as biased as possible. Like they're damn near like right neck and neck. But the length that it took to come out with this, and then a lot of the stuff that Kendrick mentioned, like in my point of view, I feel like it's stuff that has been repeated for so long. And I think right now, and to remove from the 2 between Drake and Kendrick, Drake left everything in that last one, and he said, "I still got more for all of y'all." So if Drake is gonna really, because Kendrick answered, and he really like came after him, especially saying the way he walked, the way he talked, all that good stuff. Like he was saying everything.
Right.
But in order to push that level, Drake needed now it's in his court. Like you got to answer. You said you got more, prove it to us. You got more.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
I agree
So
with that.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. I definitely got to listen to it a couple more times because there's a lot that went over my head.
Oh,
That,
yeah. There's a lot.
but yeah, and then I've been kind of like trying to see things on Twitter. I've been seeing the whole cease and assist order thing that he tried to take off. I guess what was it, like that track?
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I'm hearing that he also got a cease and assist from the Tupac family for doing that AI song. So it's like there's a lot of stories going around. I definitely got to do a bigger deep dive on it, but
No, for sure. Same here. It's crazy because like just when I thought like, all right, I had enough time to like dissect all those songs previously,
right.
you know, and bring that forward about everything that's said and what are they mentioning, what is it coming from. Then this drops, and it's like, oh, more dissecting to do. Not a problem. I mean, I actually enjoy it, you know, but at the same time, it's like I want to put it out there already. But it's like let me just, you know, dissect this first. But yo, what do you think, bro? Like,
I mean, it's funny because I had a conversation with one of my guys, and he happened to say that I was just a Kendrick fan. No, I'm not even just a Kendrick fan. Like I love Drake. I like all of them. I'm saying like again,
Right.
I'm just kind of like in the back. I'm the guy. I'm the instigator. Ooh,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like there's no. I'm not like on anybody's side, but like, I mean, this track definitely I feel like was a Kendrick type of song.
Yep.
Um, the from the flow to the beat, even the beat itself. I would say the beat itself, I feel like maybe it could have gone harder. I feel like um he had bars.
For
I
sure.
mean, I just feel like maybe like even the mix was just a little bit like kind of
I have a theory on that, by the way.
raw or something. It was like
Yeah.
almost like he went to the studio and said, I'm gonna drop this. Don't even care about editing, nothing, open no effects. But then eventually, like you kind of see the little effects that Kendrick uses in his music. So it's
Right.
like almost like I was saying, like from the beginning of the song to the end of the song, it almost like he just kind of just spit Kendrick. It was like his flow kind of throughout his really career. I'll say though, like I mean, as far as beats goes, yeah, Drake just had that type of beat where it just kind of had you more amped. This one was just more of a like you definitely. I don't know. I think a lot of like again, it's more of the dissecting where people know Kendrick just has so many metaphor or anything you want to say. Like you gotta just dissect this guy's to the T basically. And
Okay.
but I mean, I think he snapped, man. I mean, words. I mean, I like the beat. Maybe, like I said, I feel like it probably could have been edited or mixed a little bit well, where he sounded a little bit more grittier.
Okay.
I think he just definitely sounded like he was in his room or something, and he recorded it himself or something.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Yeah. Well, I would just say, for me personally. So I heard it more than once because I definitely, first and foremost, what he is saying, bars wise, so crucial. And I feel like people really shouldn't let what he's saying go over their heads because he's saying a lot of tea. You know what I'm saying? Some that which we already know, as you said, Silos, but some that we kind of further extends and explains, like what's kind of been mentioned before. I like the fact that if there's anything I definitely like, oh man, that I really was like, I'm glad he capitalized on and decided to also come in on that angle and like keep like just hitting that angle is definitely revoking his black card. You know what I mean?
That was
That's gonna haunt Drake now forever.
him and
Like,
Rose.
oh no, what? No, that's what I mean. That's where I'm coming. That's why, like, in my
Yeah.
descriptions, I mentioned that I say, you know, shout out to Rick Ross for setting up what's going to be the troll of a lifetime now, because that's going to be haunting Drake now going forward. You know, because now it isn't that just Rick Ross is, you know, revoking his black card, you know, but now so did Kendrick, and you know, and which is just going to be the funniest thing ever going forward now. Like, you know, this is going to be what, you know, haunts Drake going forward. You know, there's a lot that Kendrick says, you know, even surrounding the whole, like, him being a wife or whatever aspect, even him kind of like, which there's this bar where he says, when he's talking about the things that he hates, but you know, when he says that this isn't, when I say we, it's not because it's just me. I'm speaking for the culture.
Yeah.
That to me was so good, because I'm like, yes, because anybody who's like really real about like what the issue is with Drake, it's the very things that Kendrick mentioned, and it's that, and which even Rick Ross mentions, right? When he says, you know, nobody believes that you're pushing keys in your Louis V. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this isn't you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not that guy that you know, you rap about from time to time. You're really not that guy, you know. And then Kendrick kind of like, again, also like just expounds on that even more, right?
Bringing
like,
in the Canadian roots and all that stuff.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? So like, again, unpacking even more that dynamic, that narrative, you know, where it's like, again, to be honest, that's always been my feeling, even before this beef kicked off about Drake, you know, and that's that, which is funny because I was talking to one of my homies, you know, and he, you know, we were discussing how even not too long ago he was having a discussion with somebody else about, like, you know, Drake has a lot of hits, but name one album you can play front to back because every song really smacks like that, right?
Yeah.
And he said he couldn't name one, and I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. And then then I said, but you know what? If there is one that I played like from front to end, is the only one that isn't really who he is. And what I mean by that is it's the one that had like energy, you know, nonstop, you know, or yeah.
You feel like that was his best album?
No.
Oh, okay.
Best album in the sense of music that I liked because of my energy, the energy I like to hear in a hip hop rap type, you know, genre. Like, I want to hear that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only album that offers that kind of vibe. But then I said, but the crazy part is that even at the end of all that, what the reason why I can't even use that album is because in the end of the day, that's not even who he is.
That's not his flow. Yeah,
that's not him. You know, and that's the unfortunate truth that surrounds this guy.
That is a good question though. What album would you say is Drake's best album though? If you had to,
I don't know. That's the question, because
I would say, I mean, like, he has like pretty, like, I don't know, like I guess like in a sense of like how you're saying, like, you know, I get it, like, yeah, in a I would feel like in my sense, I would say grittier. Like, I feel like how you're saying the energy is like very like punch back type songs and stuff. And so, but I mean,
look up his catalog.
For me, I guess if my opinion,
I literally just pulled it up. Yeah,
nice.
You know, if I was to, I guess, in my opinion, I guess, like, say who Drake was. I mean, Nothing But Wasted was nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, in my opinion, I did play that album pretty much back and forth. But again, that was definitely, in my opinion, Drake's style.
Okay.
But I guess if you're reading this, it's too late. I guess it's pretty good. That's a good album too, I gotta admit.
How do y'all think about Thank Me Later?
Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later was also a good album.
That's what brought, you know.
I would say if there's one thing I have to say about that album, is just that it has a lot of hit tracks. I just don't remember if I played it back to back, like, front to end. I can't remember. That's the thing. So even when, like, he brought up that point, my homie, I was like, you know what's crazy is that even if there was an album that I probably did hear back, like, front to end, I mean, not back to back, but front to end, it must have not been so memorable that I
Right.
can even recall it. Where there's albums that I can recall listening front to
Kendrick.
end and playing back to back. You know, where it's like that's just how raw it was. You
Mm.
know, like I can easily go back to, you know, and this is funny. This isn't even on the gritty. This isn't on the gritty vibe that I usually bop to.
Yeah.
But an album like 808s and Heartbreaks,
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
every one of those songs,
Mm.
like that whole album, I played front to back and I played back to back. There was something about that album that when it dropped, it just the season was like, I don't know. It was just the moment. It was in the moment. It was in the right moment. And again, not a gritty album, but something that I listened to front to end, back to back,
Man.
where I was like this is probably the I don't want to say the realest because I feel like every album from uh what is it, college dropout to that moment was real, but
Right.
like something about that 808s and Heartbreak and probably because we know about like where he was at in that point in time where like whatever his pain was, you kind of felt it in every track.
No,
Um,
definitely everybody was vibing to
you know what I
that,
mean?
man.
Like
That album dropped, you know what I'm saying? There's no way that you can mention Heartbreak and no one knows what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
right.
So it's like, yeah, man. Heartless, I'm sorry.
Heartless, yes, Heartless.
Heartbreak. I'm not 808's Heartbreak. No,
Now,
but
now, with that though, right? And I
Yeah.
know I know I'm kind of like jumping everywhere, but with Drake, I feel like with him, we may not get that TJ in the chat saying why we hating on Drake. But I feel like with Drake, it's not about like with him, it's not about the legend like the albums that back. I think with him, he has so many singles and like features that it's just like I feel like those are more memorable than a lot of his albums and like features.
Hold on, my bad.
That it's just like I feel like
Getting some playback here. All right, cool. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good, you're good. That's pretty much that like I feel like with Drake, with him what we get is those big features that you have the Rosses in there. You got whether it's Future, so on and so forth. Where I feel like those are more memorable than his whole actual albums are. Like he does got some bangers in those albums, but if you see a lot of those singles that he does ends up getting on some of them albums. So it's
Yeah.
like he's doing the great song and then he's just putting it in there to kind of get music out, which goes back to what Kendrick's saying is like you signed to this dude who's really signed to that dude who's really signed to another dude. So
Right.
his quota, he's got to do this type of stuff.
Yeah,
So-
100%, 100. Which again, it's definitely it's one of those things that yes, like has been said before, but it's like it's worth reiterating because it's one of those things like just because it was mentioned. This is where I feel like about that. It's like I'm gonna keep pushing that so even your own fans can admit
Yeah.
that about you.
Yeah, no,
That's
yeah.
because this is what it comes down to. Because it's like, even my guy earlier, he was trying to say like, he brought up the whole Pusha T thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and how
I
he
actually
feels
have
like,
that wrote down.
yeah, and he feels like this is that kind of moment again, and I'm like, yeah, no, because unfortunately, there's still people who are in denial about Drake taking a loss to Pusha T, and just because, unfortunately, as raw as Pusha T is, and he's definitely one of my favorite rappers in this generation. Unfortunately, he's just not on that tier of a Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole for that matter. Unfortunately, because a lot of his music is fire, and there's actually many other artists we can even say like that, but just that unfortunately we're such a the music industry as well as the movie industry and the entertainment industry as a whole. There's just so much product, so much coming out, so much content that it's so saturated that it's hard to even find and see what is actually good because you probably thought you found it already in the one thing, not realizing that there's something else that you didn't catch, and that's unfortunately you see that in the TV movie industry, and unfortunately the music industry suffers the same, where like nobody's talking about what Reason just dropped, or Ransom or even Joyner Lucas, you know what I'm saying, and these guys are dropping music
Music
you know what
about
I mean?
shit that's happening in real life.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's even talking about homie from Detroit, Sean, Big Sean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Big Sean just dropped. You know what I'm saying? He had a pretty good album. You know what I'm saying? But we're again overshadowed, you know what I'm saying? Because the industry is just so saturated with so much content that people
different content too these days.
Yeah. That you know,
Right.
I mean, to go back to even what TJ's saying as well, saying finally hip hop, has meaning. Honestly, with all these loose flow, I agree.
Well, I would say it's even to his point. That's the reason I'm even bringing this up, because I'm like, the only reason what he's saying is validated is because unfortunately so much good music gets overlooked. Is my point. Yeah. Because everybody's so fixated still on Drake or the guys that are high up there,
and the ones that are up
in the pop culture, you know what I'm saying? Even and here, I'll put it like this: even the ones that by design the industry pushes forward,
right?
That honestly, I'll be listening to him like, how is this guy the guy that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this is the guy, you know what I'm saying? But that's my whole point.
I like what TJ is saying there. To what he's saying, I don't think it wasn't that Pusha T did enough. I think you kind of touched on it right now too, but it's kind of back to what I said in the last stream, to where it's like that whole situation, and I really hope to for us wanting all this like hip hop and all this to actually take flow. We've been waiting for this. Don't let a track of Drake's, like how Back to Back did at that time. The thing is with Back to Back was a track that, yeah, he was coming after Pusha T, but you can literally sit in your car, drive down the street, and bump to that. Where Pusha's track was as good as it was, he was hitting bars, he was telling the truth, and he was coming angry at Drake. You ain't gonna be, bumping that in the car. Whereas with Kendrick has his cult following, he has his fans.
What I would say is not more so like bumping in the car. Because personally, I would bump. I have totally bumped it, but in my head, I feel like bumping it with homies is different, because again, you have homies coming at you like, "Oh, you like this guy?" I'm like,
"Yeah, okay, hold on." But just to address what TJ's saying, because that's definitely not what I was saying.
Yeah,
it's not that Pusha T didn't do enough. Definitely not the case. No, he did more than enough.
Yeah.
The unfortunate circumstance is that Pusha T doesn't have as many eyeballs on him as someone like Kendrick or like Rick Ross, that when they're saying the same very things that even Pusha said long ago, that now, and here's the thing, anybody who was actually paying attention and actually real about it, again, will recognize that, yeah, Pusha T, went at Drake's neck, and Drake took an L for sure. Anybody who's real about that. Again, unfortunately, Drake just has too many, dick riders, just to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? that they will never admit that.
So in sports wise, he's essentially, at that time, Drake was the face of the music industry.
Exactly.
Whereas like Anthony Edwards right now is the face of the NBA. Yes, so they're gonna push him as much as
possible. And here's the thing, that's even the case now, because like I said last time, when you're looking at what the trades are talking about, the way they were talking about him is like as if he was really unscathed so far by everything that's come out. And that's like just crazy to me. Now, so this is how he's the face of the music industry. And this is what I mean, like, where, like, so let's just say, like, back when it was Pusha T and Drake, as many times as, and here's the thing, I'll give credit where credit is due, because some people actually were giving even Pusha the stage and the platform for him to, like, give him that moment, and rightfully so, because, again, like, and again, anybody who thinks Pusha T didn't say much or didn't say nothing crazy, or as if what he said wasn't important because Drake is still, still popping. It's like, well, Drake is still going to be popping because he still knows how to put out hits. So again, and I've said this before, he's an artist. I'll always give him his flowers for being a good artist.
Right.
That'll never change. But the reality is rapper wise, there's debate to be had whether or not this guy's really a great rapper, because now you also have the stain of having ghostwriters. So now when I say that it's, Kendrick now saying the same thing Pusha T said and expounding on it, or even Rick Ross or something like that, the reason it's important now is because Kendrick just has more eyeballs on him and more people paying attention to what he's saying more than Pusha T does. Unfortunately, because Pusha T really is that rapper.
He said it's not 20 versus 1, it's 1 versus 20.
You know, for anybody riding with you, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
yo, Kendrick really clowned this dude.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say earlier is, so it literally sounds like Kendrick got on his cell phone and voice recorded his like lyrics, because I listened to it on the second time around, and you hear, like, you know how when you talking on the phone, like with the iPhone cords,
Yeah.
like you hear the mic like it's scratching, like if it's a voice memo.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, for sure.
Almost he just put it like recorded, just put a beat over his voice, instead of like the other way around. Usually,
right?
Like the beat choosing. He's just like, nah, I don't need a beat. I'm just gonna wrap this out right now. No, but actually, just to go to that point, that's like the only thing I could really feel about that song. Like, I really had a lot of people, or a lot of my friends, really, they were really like hating on it for, I guess, just the way it sounded, and they just don't understand. Like, for one, I just don't think they're like musically like inclined in like that. Like, I mean, because man, like, again, yes, the man threw bars there that like really at this point, like, and even then, like when you go for a rap battle, like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you don't need no beat. It's just
dude. Thank you, because that was a point I brought up to one of my homies who was trying to say the beat was whack. And here's the thing, I kind of agreed with him at the moment where I was like, yeah, the beat ain't, it ain't the greatest choice, I guess, of beat. At the moment, I said that to him, right? But my point to him even then was, bro, but like, let's just be honest. In a rap battle, most rap battles are a cappella. There is no beat. So it doesn't matter what the beat is. It's about what the artist is, or what the rapper is saying, and how hard he's coming at the, cipher. Yeah. It's how hard they're coming at the neck. And I'm sorry, the reality is Kendrick came harder at the neck. That's just a fact. And
it was not take it too deep. He said,
exactly. So even to the point that you brought up earlier, is that you said that Drake said what he says, like this is just him, like I forgot what the line is, but like he's got more. Kendrick said the same exact thing. Where he's like, don't go there unless unless you want, or where he says you're a habitual liar, so don't lie on me unless you want me to tell the truth on you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like, bro, like. And then, like I said, he ends it in that same manner. I forget exactly what the bar is, at the moment. Maybe if Sil wants to share the lyrics with us, then
hey, Sil in the back right now. He just writing. I know he is. He's right. Right, hold on. I gotta talk about this. But but with that, I was gonna say, dang, it kind of just escaped me right now, because you got to say something.
My bad.
No, you good. You good.
My bad.
I'll come back to it. It'll hit me.
Let's see. So wait, hold on. Let me go back to what TJ said earlier. He said, after K-Dot dropped this blessing of lyrics, what do people want from this? Do they want Drake to admit that he's an industry plant? I mean, the reality is his fans, they just want him to like debunk this. I think that's what the fans want. His fans.
So I'm trying not to. So look. So this is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So first time listening to this, right? I love Drake and I love Kendrick. I love both of them. But that the style of what Kendrick is doing now with that high pitched voice at times like when he does that voice switch up, like it's hard for me to get into it. So I had to take a step back and actually see what he was saying, to then I can understand okay, all right, now he's actually coming for it. But that first, that high pitch to me, man, was tough at first, that voice change.
Look, but all right, I get what you're saying. I got something for that. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the homie Phil Abdul.
Hey.
The host of Coffee Talk, Phil Abdul podcast.
Yes, sir.
Getting energized.
Yes, sir. Hey, I have a feeling like when hip hop drops, like I gotta see what Vega doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'll be all busy with my films and stuff, and I was like, you know what? Like, I can't put no podcast together for this, man. So I gotta come over here. So for sure, man. It's
No, I
hip hop,
appreciate you
man.
sliding through, bro. I was telling Silos earlier that I know we talked about it last time. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna send him the link so that way if he has the time he can hop in because I know
Yeah,
you wanted to discuss it the first time around,
for sure, man.
So Silos, you were saying
The
style.
switch up. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
switch
switch
up.
up style. Okay, so here's two things I'll say first and foremost, and then still I want to get your thoughts on this whole thing
Sure.
so far, because definitely you're a fresh voice to all of this. So what I'll say is this is Kendrick.
Right.
This is Kendrick. Like he does this. Like it's so like I've heard that I heard it from a few other people. I'm like my only rebuttal to that specifically is this is Kendrick. Like I don't want to pretend like this isn't what he does on like a lot of his tracks. He definitely does and honestly, there's something about him. So here, let me just share my experience when I first listened to the track, right? It starts off slow, right? That whole like slow vibe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm not, this is what I really want, and I'm hoping this changes, but I'm here. And I'm listening, and I'm like, and I'm liking what he's saying. I'm like, okay, you're saying some really good stuff, but this beat selection, I'm not here just yet. But I like what you're saying. And then obviously, boom, it switches into the actual beat, right?
Right.
And then obviously there's that third act, right, where the beat switches again, and even the flow switches again. And again, this is Kendrick for you. Like Kendrick does this from track to track, from song to song. Like he always brings a variety of styles that he hits you with. So it was, for me personally, it was only appropriate. He does it here because this is who he is. This is what he does. And I personally like that in his style. I do like the fact that he has a multitude of variety of flows that he can hit you with. My second point that I'll just throw out there now, and this is a little bit different, but kind of close to what you're talking on. And then still I'll bring you in. My thing is, as I was telling one of my guys earlier, is, he was kind of telling me like he just feels that this rap beef isn't what he wanted it to be, right? He doesn't feel it's at the tier or the level it's supposed to be. And my thought to that was like, I can agree with that notion simply because, when you go back to other beefs before this beef, right?
Yeah.
And then, because he brought up, he was all like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like from everything that's dropped, I haven't heard a song like Ether yet, right? That's what he said, right? And I'm like, bro, I'll be honest, you don't even have to go that back because I know what he was trying to say, and I'm like, you can even go back to like the era of like 50 beefing with Game and, that era, where like, 50 was throwing at everybody. And then, G Unit was at war with, or Game was throwing at all of G Unit at one point because they were all trying to come at him,
They're still not talking.
Yeah, I mean, there was all this thing, whatever. And I was like, and this definitely ain't it. But my final thought to that I told him, I was like, and I can agree with that. We're definitely not getting that era of just, track after track, EP after EP. Just,
I do think we're getting there though.
And we might get there. That's the thing. What I told him was this though. I was like, but to keep, for perspective's sake, I would say we're also in a different era of hip hop in general. In that era of hip hop, it was heavily dominated by the nature of gangster, of hustle, of hood, I'm saying. You're talking about, that was the era of guys like 50, G Unit, Game, the Locks, the Diplomats, Dipset, what I'm saying, Little John, and what I'm saying, Eastside Boy, like Nook, If You Buck, that, what I'm saying, it was that era. Where like it was just gritty. What I'm saying? Like,
my boy.
and Big Puns, the Fat Joes, all of them.
Fat Joe, exactly. The Terror Squad. What I'm saying? Like,
Terror Squad, baby.
That was an era. You know what I mean? And almost, maybe equivalent to, for the wrestling fans, to that 90s.
Shout out Havoc.
Oh, Sin Havoc in the building. Shout out Sin Havoc. It's like it's a similar like 90s era of wrestling, like it's just, it was that gritty era, trash talk era, what I'm saying? That's where hip hop was at that time. And so it was obvious that you would get tracks like that One Blood mega mix, right? Where all these guys just hopped on and said, let 50 have it. You know what I'm saying? And we were all here for it, you know? And we're obviously not here now, but again, it's a different era. That hip hop isn't that anymore. It's definitely evolved into something different where it's got like a multitude of plateaus that one can have a space for, you know? And so I don't know. Maybe that's why we're not seeing that. But so to bring you in, I guess, what are your thoughts on that? But then overall, what are your thoughts about so far the beef that has culminated since the beginning till now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been simmering for a while, you know, all the subliminals and all that stuff. And it's like, first off, the track was dope. So I'm just gonna say that first. I'm a huge Kendrick fan, so
yes,
but I do like some of Drake's stuff too. Like I'm kind of like Kendrick. He was like, I like, you know, back and forth Drake. You know, me too, right? But but you know, keep us dancing, Drake. No, but it's true. It is true. Like we're not at ether level. Like what I really thought when I heard like the what was it? The Give Me 50. Drop it, give me 50. Drop
it, give me 50. Yeah.
And like Drake was kind of going at everybody, and you know, but it was, you know, he focused on Kendrick a little more, but he was, you know, going at multiple people. And then it's like Kendrick, this track here is just very directly, it's just Drake. But we're not at like that takeover ether moment yet. We're not. Like I can agree with that. We're not at that point. This is more like if, you know, I'm gonna age myself here, but this is like when right before takeover, if hip hop history here, when Jay-Z was at the Summer Jam 2001, and he did the first verse of Takeover, Destroying My Beat, and then he was like, you know, ask Nas, he don't want it with Hov, you know, then he cut the song off, right?
Man,
and everybody's like,
oh,
shoot, that's like the first time everybody else like, oh shoot, he about to destroy Nas, and like he cut it. Then he dropped Blueprint, right? A couple months later. And then I thought Nas' career was, I'm a huge Nas fan. I thought Nas' career was over. I was driving home from work. I was like, man, I ain't gonna listen to Nas no more, man. This is over, man.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, you know, but before Blueprint dropped, so it was just that ask Nas, he don't want to wear Hov, you know, and it's like, oh shoot. Then people forget Nas dropped a freestyle, a Stillmatic freestyle for New York radio.
That's right.
And it was like that's when we was like go online to try to hear like, you know, online radio and stuff. And so, you know, me in the Midwest, that's the only way
radio
I could hear
stations.
it. Nas went there at the entire Rockefeller. Like he did a few jabs at Jay. He went to and so it's like in a weird way, it's kind of like flipped how I see where we're at right now is, you know, Jay was direct, you know, just with the quick little diss. But it was direct at Nas. That's kind of what Kendrick just did to Drake. And then Drake was kind of like what Nas did when he just took on 20 people. But it was, you know, he was going at Jay. So it's like, but this is like the prelude to to the full takeover. And either, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of look at it. It's like,
Do you think though, you know, and this probably goes back to TJ's point is like, what after what we heard here on Kendrick, because I mean, Kendrick like really
there's some lines here, bro.
Dude, there's some lines in here, bro. Like,
lines here, bro.
I mean, no. There's a hell of lines in here that really come at Drake, bro. And I mean, here's the thing. I'm always, you know, anybody who knows me, I always play devil's advocate. So I'm definitely gonna hear this again, and even right now as we discuss, I'm gonna probably try and figure out the angle Drake can come attack this. Here's the thing. I just, for the record, I want people to like, if you actually been keeping up with my videos on this whole thing, I've been on point. I've been on point with everything that I've been saying needs to happen, you know? And I just feel like right now, I haven't figured out the angle Drake can come at it right now. Because Kendrick really came in hard, bro.
Well, he has to do what we talked about. He has to drop that extra.
He has to take over. Drake has to take over now.
Yeah.
If I'm to be honest, I feel like the most obvious, I guess, angle that he's probably gonna go at is probably the beat choice. You know, like.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So I was gonna say that. Hold on, just to finish that thought, I will say this. At first, I thought the beat choice wasn't that great, but when I heard it again, and here's the thing, like, so I don't like to fall into the narratives easily that get created right away. I almost did for this one because for a moment there I was like, yeah, the beat choice probably was, but then the more I kept hearing it, I'm gonna be honest. Here's what I'll say, like, hats off to each and every single one of them, like Drake, Kendrick, even Cole, Ross, is that the beat selections they choose really, if anybody's really paying attention, have classic vibes to them, that are like kind of callbacks, to a certain era. And that I'll say, if anybody's really paying attention, like if you go back and even listen to what Kendrick just dropped, the beat twist is actually it's almost like a homage to a classic era from a beat from before that you're like, oh yeah, I remember hearing this on a mixtape back in the day. So that's why I was like,
to your point though, that beat actually. So now thinking about it, that beat actually allowed Kendrick to do that voice switch up, like to do his
100%.
original. So it flowed better. That I will say, with that switch up of his voice when he's on the high pitch and he's coming at him, like that flow of the beat, like it was speeded up. So he was just bar after bar after bar after bar. It was
it was nasty. Let me just see what. Okay, so TJ says my initial reaction was watching a father and son reaction, and the knowledge the father was dropping was cooking. Then I read the lyrics, then I came back to it. Tombstone powder 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's dude. Kendrick came hard. Kendrick hit drop the elbow hard.
Bro.
He did. He did. He definitely did.
It was funny though, like you said, how it first started. Because I will say, when the track dropped, like just like everybody else, is like it starts off.
I thought it was AI
mellow R&B sample. But I knew it was official because it was like on Kendrick's.
It was on Kendrick's
right.
Account,
And so I was like, he coming. I was like, this is kind of soft, man. Like, hold up, Kendrick. Like, are we gonna kill this dude?
That AI song of Kendrick was AI because
which one? Owl hunting?
Yeah. It was so good.
It was good. The owl hunting was good. But I will say I am not disappointed with what Kendrick dropped. Like, and then even to what TJ said, that father line for sure is a deep cut. I mean, it's a hell of a deep cut, man.
You know what? I guess to say it this way. Yeah. He probably did it on purpose, being for the fact that there were so many AI drops out there. Maybe he just figured like, hey, I'm just gonna record this on my phone. People know this is real.
It. Yeah.
Angel Hall, you're definitely off topic, but what I will say to answer your question, for me, it's Alicia Keys. But not to say that, but Ashanti is beautiful as well. Just to keep it a buck. But it's Alicia Keys.
I don't know, bro.
Musical talent or what?
What are we talking about right now?
He said, "Who is more beautiful?" Hard choice. Both women are beautiful.
Shit, yeah.
And they are both beautiful. They are both beautiful. Like they are.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong either way.
Either way.
Really can't go wrong. There's no wrong answer right there.
I think we should read the lyrics of both songs, because if you read the AI Tupac lyrics, K-Dot did exactly what Tupac said.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing. In this one, like with Kendrick, I think they're both playing chess. That's why I'm saying we're not at takeover ether yet. It's like these are still like warning shots. And like in Kendrick's lyrics, he's calling out that Drake's a manipulator. So he's setting up, like he's trying to
habitual liar.
He's trying to get to the general audience, like, hey, he's gonna make up story. That's how he's gonna come back at me. He's gonna make up something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, master manipulator, habitual liar. And that line, like you said, don't tell no lie about me. I won't tell truths about you.
Yeah.
And it's like he's just setting him up. But then you see it again. Kendrick is such an artist, bro. Because like it progresses where you get to the point where he's like, I think what did he say? He said something like, should I bleed you? No, before we get to that point, he was like, should I bleed him now? And then like he answers himself, like basically like, get him. Yeah. And then that's when he gets to that point you talk about, Carlos, where that's a DMX reference. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is a deep. And see, Kendrick can get away with this because he's probably the only one that has enough clout and really respect. When Kendrick drops, he gets a Grammy like every time. Like he gets commercials, he gets, you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, no,
everyone knows Drake.
That's why I said it earlier, where I was like, unfortunately, it's not that he's saying anything different from what Pusha T said. It's just that the reality is Kendrick is at a higher tier than
Platform,
Pusha
yeah,
T,
yeah.
where he's got more ears and eyes on him. That when he says something like this, it's definitely gonna like sting.
Yeah, because Pusha
hard.
won, like you said, that story of Adonis, bro, like
Ooh,
that should have
ooh.
ended Drake's career. They actually should have.
No,
It should have ended
If
it.
you didn't respond,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was bad.
it's like we were talking about. So it's all about the who's going to be the face of the industry. And at that point, when Pusha was coming at him, they were trying to push Drake to be the guy. I guess to be the guy at that point. I mean, he had, in a sense, everywhere you have seen the last couple of years, Drake has been there.
he's insulated. Like, and again, I like Drake's, his popular music. I do like, and real talk though, that AI disc was dope. Like I remember I was up late and I was like, oh man, I was like, man, Drake got Tupac spitting, bro. I was like, this is kind of tight, a little disrespectful of the Drake. but I got what he was doing, right? But it's like, I'm gonna be honest, like what Kendrick, and this is like how his albums are, bro. Like you kind of listen to it, like, oh, okay, like I remember like To Pimp the Butterfly, like I listened to it back to back the first time, and I was like, I don't know. Then I had to like re-listen to him, like, bro, this dude is saying so much, and that's kind of what this is.
No, it really is that for sure. I mean, well, first let me say, shout out Cole J, man. Thank you for stopping by and showing love, bro. Appreciate you. For anybody who doesn't know, I do music myself. It's out there on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify.
Legend.
Title. Go check it out. It's Il Divino Vega. You know what it is. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, this is who Kendrick is. And, it's funny because, like, I think it was last time we were live. I told you, I'm like, yo, like, don't worry. Kendrick's cooking right now. And don't be surprised if it's going to be like a whole, like, album or if it's coming out on his album that he's about to drop, because he's cooking. And I honestly, I think what we got here, because he says it in the song, like there's more. There's more that if Drake ain't careful, it's gonna probably come out on the album.
I think that's what's happening. Yeah.
So here's the thing, and it'll probably go there regardless, because I think Drake ain't gonna just let this slide. I think Drake can't afford to do it this time. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna drop this. People are gonna sing my praises for me, so I really don't have to win this. And this ain't happening this time.
No.
And specifically because, one, again, yes, it's Kendrick, got more eyes, but it's the amount of people that actually exposed him in this round. It was Kendrick, it was Kanye, it was Rick Ross. People that actually do have the eyes and the ears of the audience. And I'm just not so sure. Like, again, that's why it's like, whatever he comes with, he really has to be slick with it. But like you said, so Kendrick is so good, bro, that he's like, just whatever. He's like, whatever. He's like, let me just let you know, whatever Drake comes up with next, it's probably a lie.
He needs to do like Drake. Literally, he probably just go straight to ether mode, because
he has to.
Kendrick's that type of dude. Yeah, he's that type of dude. He'll make a whole concept album like dissing Drake, like with skits and everything. Like he will destroy this man's life. It's like, you better just get your best shot in, bro. I'm just saying.
I mean, here's the thing, and this is why I said earlier, I'm like, this is gonna haunt him for the rest of his life, because, and this is why I said earlier, shout out to Rick Ross, because he's technically he's the one who set who set up this alley-oop, for this moment, but he literally revoked Drake's black card, right, and started calling him white boy, and Kendrick does the same thing, right? Where he's all like, man, I'm trying to remember what the line was, where he's like, where he talks about the black features.
Where's it at? Because I got it on another page, but I know what you're talking about, though.
You know what I mean? And then where he says like, then he says like, I wasn't comfortable with you saying nigga, but maybe that's just me, I guess. And then, but then again, he says again, he alludes to it again.
Yeah,
this whole narrative is literally they're gonna troll Drake with it for the rest of his
that
career.
Tommy Hilfiger Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but Fubu never been your collection. Like, that's like a layered line right there, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I almost put on my Fubu shirt on just for this.
It's
Or even the
crazy
Mace
where he's
Gilliam
going with
line,
this.
dude. I'm like, oh man.
All that was missing was that Rick Ross in the background saying "white boy." That's really what
Yeah,
was
dude,
missing on this
honestly.
track.
That's got to be on the album.
That
gotta be
has
on
to
the
be.
album, right.
You gotta
But,
have-
so I have a question. Do you think Kendrick's next, like, if he does drop this album that we're talking about, do you think it'll go straight like how Jay-Z dropped the Blueprint album? You think it'll be straight like that, or do you think the one to drop that next big out? Well, I mean, I guess it has to be Drake because he has to respond. But like, do you think Kendrick's gonna go that route?
I think he will, but here's the thing: like, if there's one thing Kendrick for sure clarified in the song is that, and who knows, maybe this is just him like thinking smart about what he's gonna say to kind of like put down the fire of people like trying to say like, oh, it's taking him long to come up with something, right? Where he says like we're going back to the whole father line, the deep cut there, right? Where he's like, I'm busy trying to be a father, you know what I'm saying? So
right, can't
so
say
like,
the same about you. Dang.
Yeah,
That's crazy
dude,
though.
that
That's
was-
crazy though.
that was
That's
a good
crazy
cut.
though.
Because again, it was just again, it's what I love about what Kendrick does here is that he literally, it's almost like every alley oop that was set up for him, he took, like from what Pusha T did to what Rick Ross did, and he just took them and like just straight dunked them. Like, yeah. No, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about your fatherless tendencies. We're gonna talk about your you're really not that guy you think you're not really one of us. You know, like,
Right.
Bro,
Right.
that sexy red part.
do that
God.
Bro, you talking about manhood, attacking manhood, bro?
Oh boy, dude.
It's like,
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, he's like covering every corner with Drake. Like, whatever you like, I can go here with it. I can go here. Like,
Right.
bro.
And then even to TJ's point, the whole the stomach thing again, the abs. Rick Ross threw that up in the champagne
Ross
moment.
went like this, and Kendrick went dunk.
And Kendrick said,
I didn't even
okay.
think of it till Ross said. I was like,
You
what?
know, I think
Yeah,
that calls
yeah.
for like a new like Def Jam fight for New York, but obviously like a record versus record type thing, you know, where you
Yo,
just have all these different artists that you could use and just fight them and shit. That shit was, you know,
low key.
Now, what's this Crody like? Again, I don't listen to Drake that hard, but supposedly that's a huge reference to Drake calling him Crody. He has like this whole sequence.
Yeah,
And I
at
was
the
like,
end.
I don't know. Like, I was watching DJ Academics, and you know that's Drake's like boy, right?
Right,
And he was
right.
like, dang, he was like, he's pulling out everything. And I was like, I don't know what Crody meant, you know what I'm saying? But he's going again, he's just covering at all corners, and he can go there. This is an album worth of distance, bro. I really believe.
No, it
believe
really
he's
is.
gonna do it. I really think he's gonna do that. Crazy.
No, for sure. I believe it too, man. I honestly don't. That's one of those things where like I was telling Silos, like, you know, just when I thought I was about to be done, like dissecting all the lyrics of every track that came beforehand, then this one drops today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, more work to do, you know. But you know, more than happy to do it because, you know, obviously I'm up for it. But yeah, that's one thing I still have to look into. I was wondering what he was referring to there, low key.
Yeah, I don't even know. Needs to am I battling a ghost or AI? So you know, this is like he just did this recent this verse. That's that Tupac AI thing.
Yep.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
I just hope
correct.
what I hope that like for the future of hip hop, like beefs like this, that Drake didn't just open up a door for people to start bringing people back from the dead. Like I like we don't need the whole AI. This is like we just need you straight on going with your dude. You know, like I mean I guess there's two things you can kind of see with that, but
I mean he can't do that no more. Like I would say like at the moment we was all waiting on Drake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
That was cool, but it's like no, don't do that AI Tupac no more.
Just to answer your question of the Crody,
yeah.
Apparently that's a Crip reference where instead of saying Brody, they say Crody.
Oh right.
Okay.
They don't say.
So it must be some kind of saying that
it's
something
like,
significant with Drake.
I mean, so from what I'm looking at here, it says Kendrick also mocks Drake by using a Toronto accent. So like those last lines, the reason he's kind of like saying what he's saying in that moment is it's more of an accent, you know, due to where he's from, Toronto.
Yeah.
And the word Crody is a Crip variation of Brody. That Toronto rapper and member of the Crip Wasa gang in these bars. So that's the reference. Like apparently
Oh,
was
so he's
a
like
Wasa.
disrespecting the
Yes.
six, basically.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
pretty
he's
much.
Exactly.
he's
Ooh, okay,
disrespecting
hold on.
Toronto.
Yo, hold on, low key. I got the homie ET in the building. What's good, Brody? I didn't even know. Hopefully, you weren't back there too long, but I just saw you.
And I wasn't. It's all good.
Okay.
What's good? ET? How you feeling, man? How you doing?
Yo, low key, we got a track with ET coming out soon, man. That's honestly.
What's up?
So here's the thing, guys. Like, obviously, anybody who's paying attention to like what I've been dropping, it's definitely not been on the same energy of what we're talking about. But when I say,
Vega out here
It's
beefing
coming.
with everybody.
I see my TJ mad now. Okay, go ahead. I see my TJ mad. Go ahead, bro. It all disconnected with me. I was like, oh, okay.
But it's coming, guys. It's coming. I promise you that. Let's see. Koji says Drake is okay. I'm more of a Kendrick and J. Cole fan. Killer Mike type Bay Area flavor too. I feel that. I definitely feel that. I'm for sure Kendrick and J. Cole fan more than I am a Drake. Let's see. He just says, "How many more black features do you?" Right, exactly. Shout out to Kendrick. That park on Sun, yeah, for sure, dude. I can say K. Dot failed in the 6 challenge. Shake my head.
The sixth language. That's the Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he failed in the 6 language. Shake my head. Hey, you got to give him an E for effort. All right. Don't give him just an F just yet. Don't fail him. Let's give him an E for effort for sure. Because I'll be honest, I definitely would have not known that that's what he was going for until I just did some research right now. So you're right. He definitely didn't meet the mark. But I'll give him an E for effort because if that's what he was going for, hey, shout out to the homie. But ET, now that you're here, let's get your thoughts. Where are you at with this right now?
Man, where do I even start? All I know is that I'm happy that J. Cole seems to be out of it. But
actually, you know what? That's a good point because we're not talking about the little shots. I'll say the little shots that Kendrick threw at Cole.
Yeah, the little ones.
They weren't that big, and I think possibly because he felt like there's no point at this point because J. Cole's not even in this anymore. But he did throw some. He threw a little shade at Cole for sure.
Definitely did.
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I was on the Twitter. Like I like the song. It's a 6-minute song. K. Dot did good. He did what he had to do. But me personally, I feel like this was more of a this song compared to his verse. Unlike that, I feel like his verse still goes a lot more harder. I feel like he was still a lot more aggressive in that than he was, in Euphoria, pretty much.
I can kind of agree with that notion. The only thing I'll say is I feel like one, there are 2 different types of styles of beats that to probably that be the reason, and then 2, probably because I would say, if you're really like, let's just say these bars and these songs that are coming out are real-time emotions, right? I would assume that when obviously first person shooter dropped, and then obviously then they get Kendrick to feature on the Like That track. I would assume that in that motion there was that raw emotion of like, yeah, I'm feeling some type of way, moment. And maybe at that moment he got it off his chest. All right, y'all do with that as you want. And then obviously what happens after. And then I'm gonna assume by the time we get here,
yeah,
I feel like it goes back to that chess move that Sil was talking about earlier, where I want to make it clear that this doesn't faze me. What you're talking, like, I'm not fazed by what you're talking about because I know the truth about you and I'm about to expose you. You know what I mean? So there's like a sense of which, like again, Rick Ross is the same, right? Like I'm not moved by you because I know the truth. So I'm gonna come at you like the boss, right? Like the way I always come with that smooth kickback. I'm just gonna and then every now and then I'll give you a little like little like but like nothing too crazy because again I'm really not that phased by you, bro. I'm on a whole nother tier. Kendrick kind of does the same thing where it's like I don't really have to go there. He does a few times. He does a few times. I don't want to say he doesn't go there at all because there's actually a few bars I feel he does come like a little like real kind of aggressive. But yeah, I feel like the most part is like Sil said. This is chess, and I just want to make sure that you don't think I'm phased by you. So
Right.
I got too much dirt on you that I don't.
Yeah.
This isn't even. This is even what I'm saying now isn't even all of it. Because again, like at the end of the song, he alludes to that.
Right.
I find it crazy that they both say that though.
Right.
Yeah, they still in this setup mode, and like
Yeah.
even Kendra's like calling out Drake saying, why you calling around trying to get information on me, like like that's corny, like that's kind of corny, but then he's like, I do know, I do know something about this. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah, it was. It's again. That's why I feel that would be the reason to that. TJ says I have to say one thing. J. Cole would have burned K. Dot more, but we'll never know. Although I didn't like that YWN Melly line. I get what you're saying. I already know. I get it. Because I've been watching that trial and he didn't have to hit that road. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, bro. I do get what you're saying there. And I can kind of agree with that.
Cole, that 7 minute, that 7 minute drill. I remember me and Vega, we were supposed to connect and talk about that one. And it like again, that was another. I'm just gonna jab you a little bit, and you could tell Cole's heart wasn't in it, especially the first half.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but I was like, that was decent, but just Cole don't have the heart. Like I can't even say he could flame anybody right now, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. Lyrically, if he would allow himself to, I think he could. But like you said, I don't think his heart's there. Not because, and just to clarify, I don't think he's like. I say that because he's clearly convicted by his own morality, his own ideals that construct his character. Just to clarify that, I don't want people to think that I think he's a weak dude. I just think that he's just a different. He's a different.
It comes across weak, bro. That comes across
weak. And we talked about this, Vega. Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? And there's something about that I have to respect because it's like it's easy to just follow the trend of what the rest of whatever space you're in. But let's just say in the space of hip hop. It's easy to follow what is expected of you rather than going against the grain.
No, that's true, especially that conviction. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that album don't hit the same though. Like it's some tracks that I'm like, dude, Cole, like if you would have just been like, but this may get messy though, right? Like they keep saying, I got something on you, I got something.
This really could get messy for sure. Yeah. And I was thinking this. I don't know about you guys, and I was thinking this. I was thinking for a moment there. I was like, low key. I mean, Cole can say what he said, but then I was wondering to myself, like, what if he does get back into the fray, right? Like this is now I'm just in the skepticals. Like this is all possibilities. I'm not saying that this could happen for sure, but if it did happen, because now he's like, oh, okay, you're still gonna throw shade my way.
Yeah, he did throw a little,
because he did a little shade. He did throw a little shade his way. And then here's the thing. I think rightfully so, because obviously Cole threw the truth, so you kind of have to throw something back.
But for all we know, that could have been already talked about.
But I will say I kind of agree with even what TJ's saying here about the Melly line, right? So with that being said, what if this is what ifs. This is what ifs. Obviously, might not happen because again, Cole made it obvious, or not obvious, clear that take your shot, take your best shot, And if that was Kendrick's shot and Kendrick's cool with that, all right, cool. But let's just say in a what if scenario, Cole wasn't okay with that, and he decides to get back into the fray. Are we okay with that?
Just say that.
I mean, he has to like destroyed. It has to be his best verse ever. if Cole, because like I keep referencing the Jay-Z Nas thing. It's like it's not the same circumstances, but it's like Nas' career was done when Takeover dropped. Like everyone like buried him. It was like Nas, you are over. And he came back a few months later, with Ether. But it's like that's how Cole. If Cole is going to decide to get back in this, like it has to be like Ether level.
Right.
And just be like, okay, Cole, like he just don't care anymore, Then
I
So
agree.
so with Cole though, I kind of have a theory, and I've been seeing things around on this, on different like music channels and stuff. I really think Cole is setting up for like one last hurrah, and I think he's gonna retire for a little bit. I think that's really what he's trying to build that up. If you've seen everything he's doing, trying to make peace with everybody, and then he's trying to leave on top, which rightfully so. I mean, like he is one of the top lyricists right now out there.
100%. 100%.
So it's like for him, I just feel like he's trying to build up that repertoire to just like hey, I think I'm done with the rap thing for a little bit. I'm gonna go do something else. I really do think that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being the case. Yeah, I think again, my scenario was for sure a big what if. This I say what if for those who know comics, the what if scenarios. Obviously like the TV series that's on Disney Plus, right? The what if, like, obviously it isn't like the concrete, I guess prime world of where things really go down, but what if scenario, because I definitely don't see J. Cole doing it. I feel like he said what he said, kind of like what Great Creator said. His line was exactly that. Take it to the chin, take your shot. And that's it. So if that's what comes out of it. That's what comes out of it. And and like I said, even on that track, Kendrick threw that little shade, but everything was at Drake. Everything was at Drake. So yeah, I don't think it's enough to get Cole moving. But in a world where it did, I just wonder, are we okay with that? Even though he said he was going to be out of it, would we be? I thought that was a good kind of like let's think about that. If J. Cole was moved, are we okay with him actually getting back into it, even after he kind of like apologized and said,
I have a strong feeling that honestly he's not gonna, if he gets back into it, it's not to go after Kendrick or anything. It'll probably be to go after Ye.
Ooh, that is interesting.
Ye did throw some really heavy shade at him. I mean, like
even in interviews.
The tweet alone, the interview, I was just like, oh, okay. So now you also want to be involved in this whole rap beef.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, bro. Honestly, I was thinking about that too, because clearly, from what I could tell, it's not like you can tell that obviously if Kanye said feel some type of way about it, that clearly J. Cole and Kanye haven't hashed out whatever Cole dropped on the false prophets, right?
Because he undressed Kanye with that song.
That's putting it politely. So
yeah.
He exposed him. He exposed him with that. That was Kanye's career.
That was Kanye's career, dude. He really did.
Yeah.
Wasn't Logic another rapper who retired? Did Logic retire? I'm not sure.
Logic.
But I would love to see Cole come back and go at Kanye. I wouldn't mind that at all.
That's a whole different battle.
Cole and Ye been going like at it. I mean, like think about it. It dropped not the same day Yeezus was dropped. Like it's just been a battle between both of them.
That petty stuff. Yeah, that real
petty here and there. I'm like,
yeah.
Kanye posted that picture. Yeah.
Murder.
That's crazy. I'm all for
all right.
So,
so I guess what it sounds like, we're all in agreement that Drake obviously has to drop something, right? And it has to be fire. It has to be. It can't.
No more warnings,
No more warning shots. This is it. Everybody threw their jab.
You said you had info. I need the info.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the press. Give me the info. I'm ready.
That's where we're at now. We really need it now to come straight forward. Like whatever you got, throw your best shot now because, like so you said earlier. Like I agree. Like I feel like this track right. Like I personally, in my opinion, between Champagne Moments and even and I'll even say this, even what Ye drops on like that, and now even for sure what Kendrick just dropped.
Yeah.
My guy, you're like pinned against the corner right now.
Mm-hmm.
That you really have to like come with something really good to like hopefully over that can hopefully over I guess power or in a sense or not even overpower but kind of like smoke screen like a like so that people can forget what was said about you on Champagne Moments to the like that Ye remix to Kendrick's Euphoria right now. Because if you don't got that, then man, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do his career.
I'm just saying, it's like it can't be. I mean, what Drake has said so far, with the Give Me 50, the AI diss, it's just all like witty stuff and things like that. And it's just like Drake, like it's kind of like it's not playtime anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't worry about the club no more. Talking about because that drop again fit. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I listened to it like once or twice, and it's a forgettable track to me. It's like, it's catchy. Okay, drop and Give Me 50. Okay, like okay, Jay, that's you can play it in the car, I guess. But this Kendrick, I'm gonna be listening to this probably like a week straight. Like, man, what did he say? So it's like Drake has to when he responds. And again, I'm using the Nas Jay-Z thing. After Ether, Nas was like, oh, everyone was like, okay, we came from Nas is like forever a dope MC. Like that's what, no matter what Drake does next, he has, because right now he's, everyone's calling him frauds and all this stuff and all these accusations. And Kendrick is like a true artist. And it's like, bro, it's not even about like destroying Kendrick. Just Drake has to just come off looking like, okay, this dude's cold. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let's see what Kendrick does next now. That's what I want to see. It don't gotta be like a total, ending careers, because I don't think you can end either of their careers.
Right.
At this point. But it can't be nothing like no more jabs. We don't need that.
I think for Drake, what he's gonna do, he's gonna say what you said earlier, Vega, where he's gonna sit on that beat. And I feel like he's gonna the next track that's coming out is gonna be a crazy beat on it. But believe it or not, I do believe he's gonna have a feature on it. And I don't know who it is, whether it be the 12 other ghostwriters. I was
about to ask who's the feature, but okay.
It might be the 12 ghostwriters he has on. That would be hilarious if he was to do that. Like I kind of want that now. But I mean, unless he goes get Chris Brown and they go team up light skin together,
The light skin right. Everyone wants that team. They want that. Yeah, first off, Chris Brown destroyed Quavo, but yeah, go ahead.
All day, every day.
He destroyed that man.
All day, every day. And then what Quavo came back with, sorry, not gonna happen.
Over. That's over.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. But anyways, that's what I feel about.
No, that's. I wonder if that's the case. If that's how it would go, I wonder how it would go. Now, Great Creators, he said he pulled back the AI track though. So is that true? I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So you're talking about Drake?
Taylor Made.
The Tupac.
He had to, because
he had to. I told you.
Tupac's people, they did a cease on him.
He just took it down. I mean, it's still out there, but
right.
Like I said, it was a cool little. I don't know if Drake knew what he was like egging Kendrick to do, because it's like he's like, hurry up and drop, Kendrick, and it's like, I don't know if you want this, bro. Like I don't.
You know what though, Sil? I'm a rebuttal on that. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. I think that's why he did it, because he knew Kendrick was gonna come with some stuff. So he's like, I gotta beat him to it before, I gotta start laying these tracks out, because Kendrick was. I mean, Vega even attested to it in the last stream. He was just sitting there, Kendrick just writing in the lab. Drake. I think Drake. He didn't save himself, obviously not, because Kendrick still had that.
The rumor is Kendrick got a 4-year-old track that he was gonna drop. I think it was during the Damn rollout. Yeah. Okay. He was supposed to drop like this track that's supposed to just destroying Drake, and they said I guess he's gonna do it. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the rumor.
Man, we always waiting on Kendrick,
Yo,
bro.
shout out Abu Nas in the comment
Abu
Oh
Nas,
section.
shit,
shit.
Abu Nas.
Yo, things is heating up for sure, brothers, for
Oh.
sure.
Father
Let me
to
know if
his
you're able to
son
hop
said
on, bro.
Drake.
Let me know if you let me know if you hop on, bro.
That shit was cool.
Oh,
For
man.
the culture. He said
Yeah.
DJ needs to pull a piggy bank song for the culture.
Hey, maybe Sexy Red might be his other artist on the track.
I don't know, since they twins, according to
Right. Yo,
Uh,
I don't know, man. I feel like, man, Kendrick, I just feel like Drake's really in a corner right now that whatever he drops next has to really be fire, because if it ain't, I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's two L's back to back, and
Yeah.
hmm.
and I mean, I guess not that I care so much, because I'm not that big of a Drake fan like that. I don't, hip hop wise. I vibe more with his musics that have a vibe more than I do his like gritty shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not that kind of that's not. I don't put that to his face, um, but I mean, in the end of the day, again, I just feel like now you're in dangerous territory, bro. You got away with it with Pusha T because unfortunately Pusha T don't got that many eyes, bro. But but Kendrick on the other hand, he does, bro. Ye on the other hand, he definitely does.
Yeah.
Rick
No,
Ross.
I think Drake could take out Kanye. I actually think.
I
I
think
think Drake can get him.
I don't know. I think that. So I'll say this. I think if he does, it's because it's just too easy now. Because Kanye kind of like
Right.
what I'm saying, puts himself in the.
Well,
what I'm saying?
are you talking like that, or are you talking mainly? So are you talking like straight like track, like album to album compared?
Yeah, I think like if Drake comes out with like a track, like just if he does like the what was the one we thought he got Pusha T with no.
Back
The
to
one,
back.
was it back to back? Okay, I'm thinking the
No,
one where he like destroyed Meek Mill. The one where
no, it
was
wasn't
like
Pusha.
yeah, the one against Meek Mill.
Yeah.
But that I
Um,
forget the track, but it's like that was like one of the hardest,
I
tracks
got him
Drake
right
did.
here.
Look,
And it's like Meek, bowed out after that. I think he could do that to Kanye. Would be like,
I'll tell you
Kanye
this.
was
I
like
don't. I'm gonna
the
tell you why
joke.
I don't think it would. I'm gonna tell you because I think I know where Silas is coming from.
Mhm.
I think on like dirt wise or maybe like, but it wouldn't really be dirt because we all know Kanye's dirt. It's aired out for everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? Like his dirty laundry is out there for everybody. So I don't even think even that end would be that impressive. It just
No, yeah.
it just means that there's a lot more for him to say, I guess, or easily to pick apart. But at the same time, I think what we can't count out is the amount that there is about Drake to air out. One, two. I will say I don't think track for track Drake can keep up with Kanye, just because Kanye is a producer as well. And the like we talk about Drake dropping songs that his diss tracks that are like hits more than they are diss tracks.
Right.
I think we'd see that even more from Kanye because Kanye knows how to put out hits like relentlessly.
He knows how to
Even
put out.
when he's got a negative eye in the media, somehow his music is still hitting.
Makes dope music, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I'm not so
Sexy
sure
Red.
Drake could take out Ye, man.
Red,
As much
man,
as I'll put it like this, Ye tries to take out Ye, and he still can't take himself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I mean? So I
this
don't
is
know,
an
man.
anomaly, boy. Yeah, I wouldn't even talk to Kanye about it. Just let Kanye just stay over there.
You don't got the answer, Sway.
Oh, man.
Hey, dude, I gotta say though, gangsters from Canada do hit different. Like I've seen like just random like TikTok videos of just like gangsters from just Canada. Dude, it's different.
Yeah, no. Back to Abu Nas, he said,
culture,
it is. It is. It's funny because I mean that's the other thing I was telling my boys, like, because he was all like, you don't know what goes on in Toronto, and like he tried to say that Toronto has like a Chicago rap,
back to back.
and I'm like, bro, Chicago rap? No, nobody has a Chicago rap. Please, Toronto definitely does not have a Chicago rap.
They definitely do not. Chicago has literally made a lot of artists that are literally just banging right now. You know, like
Right, we got right, the whole catalog other than Kanye. And Lupe Fiasco and Common.
it's Polo
Anything else? You know what I'm
Key.
saying?
Like,
You got Chance, you got Polo, you got.
Oh, Chance too. Hold on, Chance too. Well, Chance isn't a gangster rapper.
Yeah, no, you're right. But you got Polo, you know. You got.
But
all the guys out there.
But I
you
mean,
know?
no, but no, I wasn't even talking rap scene because when I was talking to him, I was talking about like, how Ross and Kendrick and even Pusha, like, they expose that, like, bro, you're not that guy you rap about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're definitely not
Right.
pushing keys. You're not out here in these streets like that.
Not the you're not the G Herbos. You're not
Yeah,
the little.
yeah. You're not. Well,
He's
you're
a
just not gangster like
cosplay
that,
gangster. Is that what Kendrick said? The
Yeah,
cosplay
yeah,
gangster.
So you're not that, bro. And so then the homie I was talking to at the time, he was like, "Well, we don't know, whatever. Toronto has a rep that's supposed to be like Chicago," and I'm like, "Bro, until I see things
Man.
until I see news segments like I see about Chicago, coming out of Toronto, then you can tell me that, bro." But
I heard in
please,
Canada you're not allowed to have guns. In Canada, that's what I heard. Like,
Yeah, like.
That's wild.
So I'm like, bro, please spare me, man. So yeah, I don't know how the gangster shit is in Canada, but what I will say is I will definitely never say it's on par with Chicago. Chicago's still on some crazy ass gangster shit.
TikToks and gangsters. Yeah,
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
That's funny.
Let's see. He said, TJ says, just waiting for the day
Man.
for Northwest to drop a diss track on
That will be
That's why I can't take Kanye seriously. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about Northwest,
Let's see.
Come
Well, the
on.
Six does have its underground world for hip hop, but on the level of Chicago, no.
No.
Exactly my point.
Yeah,
Like
nah,
Yeah.
not
the
at all.
Six might have what it does over in Canada, and okay, cool, you're in Canada, but like Canada as a whole, do not try and compare it to what goes down in in the United States, bro. Like from Chicago to New York to LA to you know what I'm saying, like bro, like Detroit. Dude, you know what I'm saying? We got crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got
Oh, yeah,
cities
that's
that,
different. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's a whole, like,
And hey, that's a good thing for Canada. Like for Canada, that's a
yeah, that's a
compliment.
good thing.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good thing. I'm not
Y'all
even
got it
saying it.
together.
I'm not saying it in the sense to
That's
like
not bad.
praise us. I'm not.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
be
yeah.
gangster.
Let me clear the air. I'm not trying to praise us. What I'm trying to say is if we're just gonna keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Although I will say, not to say that taking our guns away is the answer, but
Nah.
that's not going to stop these gangsters from getting their guns. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
You don't say like we already. I mean, hold on, let me take the week. I'm not in that. They already get their guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Legally.
Hey, Vega about to have a diss track. Vega about to have a diss track. Watch out.
I'm not in that illegal category. My guns are legal, but just to say, gangsters don't get their
Got
guns
him on
legal.
tape saying he has a.
I will not assess. Takes me back to the time I scorched the earth with that fat clown Jody Corner back in the day when he tried to get at Fatal J and Dark Console. Ah, the good old days.
That's the first video I saw of Abu Nas when he was destroying Jody.
Bro. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, that was a time. Now that was an era. Man. That was an era.
Well, we was all on lockdown, right? So just like everyone just got frustrated online at different people. Like I did the clapback Saturdays. Like everyone was getting frustrated, bro. We was throwing diss tracks like
it was
live.
straight out. It was straight out. Just crazy mayhem online, bro. Everybody just coming at everybody.
I will say though. This whole beef and diss tracks going back and forth. I don't know if somebody's been drinking the water or whatever, but now like we were just talking about earlier, we got Chris Brown, Meek Mill. Pretty soon you're gonna have Ye and J. Cole if that ever happened. Like it's just ignited something, and I
kept going at people. Future, but they leaving Future out, even though
Future,
ASAP Rocky too.
ASAP.
Big Sean threw it all of them.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
I have yet to hear. See, but that goes back to my point that I said earlier. Like, unfortunately, like there's so much things happening at once
Mm.
that you don't even know something dropped because it's you're on to the very next thing.
And you don't know if it's AI.
And you don't know if it's there. There's so
Right.
much going on. It's like, so I didn't even know Big Sean dropped something. I wish I would have known that.
I feel like for me though, because I was thinking about this earlier. Like it's harder to do this whole, or I guess easier to be in these beef battles because the way the industry has become with a lot of these artist stuff now, they're always together. So like, a lot of people say, oh, it's about a girl, it's about this. Like so much stuff happens because they're always like back in the days, you were with your crew, and when you had a problem with somebody, you do the diss track, you move forward. Now it's like you don't know if they not talking, you don't know if they're diss track or if they're gonna come together and like it's just a lot of like craziness going on.
Eventually they gonna team up. Like this is kind of how it goes. Like, again, Jay-Z and Nas, right? And that was real personal. What they was doing.
That was
like,
real. A lot
Jay-Z
of dirt was thrown out there, especially on
Baby
Jay-Z's
Mom.
then towards Nas. I'll say that. Like,
yeah, very But Nas is like, again, Drake definitely has to come back if it's that same "Give Me 50" stuff. Like Kendrick's like, okay, it's kind of over, right? And then
right,
it'll just die out, I think, after that. So it just only Drake really can keep this going.
Right. I agree. Yeah, it's really up to Drake now to keep it going. I mean, and again, it's because again, I just feel like, bro, between Champagne Moments, Ye's like that remix, and then now, and then Kendrick just honestly like he literally, if let's just say if Drake doesn't respond, it's literally because Kendrick came with the coffin, you know what I'm saying, and put the drilled the nails in, you know what I mean?
I better not see another tour of Drake saying, "Hey, I apologize. We're all friends. Let's all be happy." Nah, that ain't happening, bro.
I always go off the response of the people, and it's like everyone on Twitter right now, they're quoting Kendrick's lyrics, different lines, and it's like no one's talking about Drake's joints.
Yeah,
I mean, he dropped 2 disses, so it just, that's what I'm saying. It's like Drake. I don't know if he probably knew what he was getting into, but it's like, bro, like. This Kendrick this could just sit there for months and people be dissecting what Kendrick did to Drake with this song, bro. And like that's like next level, man.
100%. That it really was next level. I mean, like I said, it's like Kendrick literally took whatever was said about Drake before and amplified it, and then added some more to it. I mean, dude, he really came at him. And then the crazy part is just even to know like this isn't even all of it. This isn't even. I have more if you want it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, if you really want it, there's way more.
Like DJ Academic, the Shields, they like, well, Kendra's verse wasn't funny, so I can't really give him points.
Oh my God!
Get out of here with that, man.
First off,
it wasn't funny.
Academics is a clown. I'll say that on the record here, bro.
He sure is, bro.
He's a clown, bro. I
honestly, can't respect that.
I can't respect it. I mean, I'll be honest. Even as much as I love Joe Budden as an artist, even some things he says be like, bro, you're a clown for half the things you say. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of these guys, I don't know. I don't know if they say things just to clickbait and I guess push the needle in a certain direction. But for Academics, oh man, that's just so silly. Like, dude, here's the thing. Even like when me and Carlos Silos were talking about it, I was like, bro, like I'll give like when it came to the whole AI stuff, I'm like, I'll give Drake, I guess I'll give
artist
him
side of it.
Yeah, on the side of like, yo, it was funny. I'll give him that. Like for him to use Tupac and Snoop Dogg, it was funny for sure. I'm not so sure I value it as much as a lot of other people did, because I was like, what I feel, and like, this is what I said last time, was like, I feel it deflates the one line where he says that he got more people in the West Coast than Kendrick, that fuck with him. So it's like, all right, well, if you do, why didn't you use actual features? To actually hop on the track with you to actually throw at Kendrick. Then instead, you had to use AI. West Coast voices to throw
But
at
what's
Kendrick.
crazy is one of the voices he uses, the dude's alive.
It's
and
still
apparently they
alive. So,
That
cool.
was weird.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm
what?
saying? And that was weird. It was like, bro, like again, funny. Yes, I thought it was funny. Like
Cool.
it was like tongue in cheek. I get it.
Yeah.
But anything more than that, no, I can't, because again, it really for me deflated the line of him saying that he supposedly has more love in the West Coast than Kendrick does, and it's like,
That's kind of
well,
fighting words too, like for the West Coast. Like, you know,
get right, because the West Coast is tight,
you
bro.
can't
Like,
really,
you know what I
someone
mean?
coming,
Like,
I got
sometimes-
more shoes in Chicago than you. Like, what?
right,
Like, wait a minute, bro. What?
Yeah.
Can't do that. Yo, this is crazy rumor out. They're saying, I don't know if this is one of Kendrick's producers. He's saying Kendrick got a 19-minute version of that song. Dead ass.
19 minutes?
I'm dead serious,
It was
bro.
a 19-minute song of
19 minutes?
Euphoria.
Yeah.
No way.
Hold on. I'll say this. That wouldn't surprise me because one, you know, I'll say this. Between the Game and 50 beef,
Oh yeah.
Game won to me.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
topped 300 bars and running.
Mm,
Nothing topped 300 bars and running. You know what I mean? Like, dude spit 300 bars. I mean, I can't even remember how.
and I'm a
long that-
50 fan, so I like,
You know what I
I can
mean?
attest to that. I'm a 50 fan.
Nothing topped 300 bars, bro. So, like, if I'm Kendrick and I'm thinking, how can I smoke this dude? I gotta look back to the OG, the Game, where he threw 300 bars, at 50, literally from beat to beat. Dude, that's still one of the hardest diss tracks to this day.
For
You
sure.
know, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was Kendrick's mentality. Like, yeah,
That's like an EP right there.
yeah,
Like,
because
that's
that's
what I'm
for
saying.
sure,
That's
for sure.
that's
For
crazy, bro.
sure. Let's see. TJ said maybe. Remember that line from Drake where he said he's loved more in Japan than him? Maybe, just maybe, he knew that he isn't loved as much as he thinks. That's what I'm saying. I definitely, I think he overstepped. He definitely overstepped in that.
Yeah,
in that
you
line.
can't.
Wait, what was that song where I saw the Game with Drake in? What was that song where I saw
100. It was 100. I just looked it up right now.
Oh yeah, 100.
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
Drake was featured on it.
Yeah, that was a song. Right? Was that was during the Pusha beef? No,
I believe so.
Right?
Actually, it was 2015. So yeah, about that time.
he was either during the Pusha beef or during the Meek Mill beef. One of those two.
Yeah, because Meek Mill, you
Meek
had
Mill beef. It was a Meek Mill beef
Alright,
because the Game had beef with Meek Mill.
right,
Yeah,
because you had
Meek-
Charged Up, and then you had that's when Back to Back also came out around that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Charged Up was when you were talking about earlier. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one where he destroyed Meek Mill. If that's the
Yeah.
song, like
Yo,
that
shout
was
out
like,
Abu Nas, man.
yeah, shout out.
My bad.
Yeah.
My brother, man. Much love, bro. Appreciate you sliding through. You catch the replay, man. You know,
Yes.
you already know we own.
Come back on the next diss track. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think Vega about to do a diss track on academics. I need to see that.
That dude's a clown.
I really
for
should.
real, bro.
I really should.
I'll
I
ad
really
lib on it. Like,
Yeah.
clown,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Clown work. Everybody's gonna pick their side. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what makes hip hop great, though. It's like,
Right.
you know, even though it can't get personal shots and stuff, but everyone kind of can pick a side. It's at least debatable. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good.
No, for sure. Dios Presidente, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's so silly for academics to say. Like,
Yeah,
that
it
is-
wouldn't be funny.
funny. Since when? Since when does they have to
Yeah.
say anything funny, bro? Like, that's like just the audacity.
Hey,
The audacity to say something that's stupid,
He
Another
was like,
beef-
It's still
another
hard
beef-
though, but oh nah.
Yeah.
bro.
Another beef that gets pushed under the rug that both parties were going at it was when G Unit and Terror Squad went at it, and then they came out. I forgot what event it was. I think it was some type of like MTV award or something like that, where they came out on stage and they just shook it off on stage, and they kind of like cleared the air on that. But they were going at it. They were like, they couldn't even. Fat Joe couldn't walk around in certain blocks in New York because 50 just waiting for him.
That, bro. Yeah, it can get like that. You know what I'm
No, I
saying?
definitely can.
Eventually,
Well,
you know,
here's the
make
thing,
money
I mean,
together. Eventually.
I'll be honest. Like even in that one, I felt like that went both ways because
Right.
you know, as much as 50 tried to like play on the fact that he had Joe pointed out some things that I thought were really slick. You know,
Yeah.
like when he says and I personally, in my opinion, I thought Fat Joe's tracks towards 50 and G Unit as a whole was hot.
Yeah.
Especially when that one line where he says there was I think it was like something like there was 150 G Unit niggas up in the front. I was waiting for y'all niggas to dump. Something like that.
I'll be sleeping on Fat Joe.
Nah,
like,
but Fat Joe is like that. Like he would go into a group of people.
You know what I mean?
He don't care. Like he's like
but
that.
But what people what he was referenced to was if it wasn't the Grammys, it was like BT, some sort of award show where like 50 tried to pull out this whole stuff where he had like a bunch of dudes like come up on stage, you know, like if they were all G Unit soldiers or something. And Fat Joe was alluding to the fact, like, bro, I was there. Why didn't y'all do nothing then? Y'all reading about that shit.
Right.
I'm sitting in the front row, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why didn't you do nothing then? I was waiting for y'all niggas to dump. You know what I'm saying? All that shit talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, a lot of people, yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of people slept on what Fat Joe was saying on his shit. You know, especially like what was that one track? I mean, I was like was
he
it
have some bangers too, bro.
4-4 on that 4-4 track, where it's like my something like that. I forget. Man, I forget what the song. I forgot. 50. Meet 50. He's the biggest thug you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Curtis Jackson. How come he can never ever be seen? Once I catch you, I'm gonna give you my fo. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like for 50 even to try and do what he said.
Those were the days.
You know what I'm saying, bro? And that's why again I allude back to that what I was saying earlier. Is like, bro, that was just an era. That was just an era.
Even Cameron, remember, came at 50. That Curtis song. Cameron jumped at that. I was like, dang, bro, like it's like Civil War, you know?
Yeah.
With that. Man,
imagine
if like Fat Joe had Pun in them battles. Bro.
I was about to say R.I.P. Pun, bro.
Wouldn't that been nuts, bro?
Bro, that would have been nice.
Pun was like, you talking about like some of the best lyricists ever, bro? Like, Big Pun was that dude, man. Like, even now I was saying that, bro. If he was like going at somebody for real,
bro,
I'm
just you didn't want that smoke.
That Beware track that opens up his Capital Punishment album. Fair warning.
Let's talk about those beats.
That track. I know who was like subliminally going that thing because like he was like eating the track, bro. Like he was. Big Pun's that dude, man.
Yeah, he really was, man. He really was. Like R.I.P. to Big Pun, man. Like,
for sure.
R.I.P.
Hey, this is what I was saying earlier, TJ. I was like, that era of hip hop was definitely the Attitude Era. Like, you know what wrestling was, that Attitude Era. That's what that era of hip hop was. That's what I was saying earlier.
That's what made one of the best video games, Def Jam.
100%. Which you know,
and you fight Fat Joe at the end of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. Dude, the Snoop Dogg too.
Man, dude, those were the. I'll be honest. That third one that came out wasn't it.
Oh, not at all.
The third one wasn't it, but that first Def Jam and then Def Jam fight from New York.
It was all right. Like I would actually say like the fighting was okay, but the story was
you're right. The fighting was good, the dynamics, the gameplay was good, but the story was whack. I
don't know what they did there.
Yeah,
I mean, what was the ending of Def Jam? So so they really had no story to go off of it. So, they lost all their artists.
Def Jam was no longer.
Hey, so I'm looking up Big Pun right now. So he had one called My Turn towards 50 Cent. So he did have something against 50 Cent.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I just looked it up right now.
Early 50 Cent days. Or is he trained AI or something?
I'm about to pull it up, but I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Out yet like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Because 50, he had that. What was it? How to Rob an MC? That was like his first like.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that blew up. But that was like after Pun was gone.
Yeah,
though.
that was
That's
before
what I'm
Get
saying.
Rich
That's
Die
like way
Trying. That
after
was before all that.
Pun's time.
Yeah.
Or was that around the Get Rich Die Trying era?
That
Let's
well,
see.
that Rob MC was before. Yeah, Get Rich. This was before
Yeah,
50.
That was
yeah,
before
yeah,
Get
yeah.
Rich Die Trying. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even known when he dropped that track. He said 50 was just coming out of the womb. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, it's an AI joint, bro. Like, big Pun goes to 50. Like, 50 wasn't even rapping, bro.
That's what
Yeah.
it must have been AI. It had to have been AI. It had to have been. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to check that out later. It was just coming out of the womb.
Just
That's
coming out of the
crazy.
womb. Yeah, Pun had a track waiting for him. But when you grow up, little dude.
That's hilarious.
He was mad his mom had him. Oh yeah.
Man, his mom- he found out 50 was born.
It's like, God.
Oh man, dude.
Next level diss right there. Man.
Oh man, so man, yeah, I think yeah, we're definitely I would say we were definitely spoiled during that era. You know what I mean? Like
Wait,
that
who's
was
his daddy?
that was just definitely an era. What did you say?
He said, wait, who's his daddy?
Who's
Real
his
talk.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know what's going on.
What was the guy's name in the movie? Magic? No. What's his name? Is like, dang. What was his name? You guys remember in the movie the drug dealer? He was like, turns out it could have been his dad.
Hold on.
His name is Magic.
I don't know which movie.
Majestic. I think it was Majestic.
You talking about the
The Richard That Truck movie, remember? It turns out like his dad possibly could have been Majestic or something like that, whatever his name was.
Oh yeah.
That's his daddy.
That's that. Insane.
But yeah, man. I don't know what's better. But I will say, like, yeah, that was definitely the era. We were definitely well fed then. Man, let's see. His name was Magic.
Hey, 50 is a mogul right now. That man just got a whole studio right now.
These days with people, bro, trying to have a boxing match with what's this guy's name? The bald guy.
Ja Rule?
Yeah. Hits him up.
50 will rock Ja Rule.
My
sister will rock Ja Rule, to be honest.
That's crazy. I will say this. A lot of people kind of snoozed on what Ja Rule threw at him. And I was like low key kind of vibing with it. I'm not gonna like not in the sense where I felt like it got him the ahead.
Right.
And I was like, but that clapback song kind of went hard.
That was his best, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That clapback song went, we're going clap back.
It's just John can only go so far. That's what it was like.
Yeah.
Right.
And then even
same flow.
And then even the New York track I thought was like pretty like man, it's going hard. And I will say maybe maybe what we can maybe we can agree on this, maybe, I don't know. But maybe this is when that we're gonna overlook the truth that's coming out because the other artist is the bigger artist. Maybe that's when it actually first started because even on that track, Ja Rule kind of was already putting out putting out 50's business about him being, a snitch, about wearing a wire and things like that. And that kind of went over people's heads, man, because again, if you listen to Clapback or even New York, he points that out, man, I'm trying to
and 50 was huge. I mean, that's when he was, running. He's, cool with M, but he was really like,
well, yeah,
and
in fact, the line where he says, your mother-in-law's getting tired. Now it's time to ride. Mr. Fire, you no longer desire, so take off the silly chain, put back on your wire. I'm on fire. You know what I'm saying? He said, put back on that wire, bro. You a snitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, yo, that was a cold ass line from Ja Rule.
Like
you know
you
what
said,
I'm saying?
though, 50 again. This 50 was like
that was his peak.
You know, he was like
That was
Drake
just-
at that time. You know what I mean?
He was
That's what he was
because
like.
Ja
I think
Rule
that
was in Get Rich or Die Trying. He casted a guy to be him. And he was a lame one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, after that, the big song, I forget it. 50, but that it's your birthday. When 50 dropped that, like he just, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, that's like Drake and Pusha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? That's
Because
like
I mean,
you just
Ja
forget.
Rule really aired out the fact that he was a snitch first.
Mhm.
And it was like everybody
No
just
one cared.
overlooked
It
it
was Ja Rule.
because
No
it
one
was Ja Rule.
cared.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Now when you say Ja Rule, you think about Fire. What was that called? The thing with the ham and cheese sandwiches and that's on the private island that he did. You don't remember that? Fire Fry or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
dude, they had a whole like documentary on it. So apparently, quick side note here. We gotta dive into this. So Ja Rule signed like this thing with this rich scammer, right?
yeah,
And they were supposed to do like this big adventure. It was supposed to be like Ultra, but like on an island. And it turned out to be a whole disaster. And like the fans went out there, paid their tickets and stuff. And there was just like tents, like if you're going like camping out there, and then like just cheese sandwiches on a plastic plate. It was ridiculous.
yeah. No, I do remember that. I do remember all that. And
sandwiches.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy.
If y'all want to see a documentary on Hulu, I think it's called Fry or Firefly, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was like Fire Festival.
There it is. Fire
Festival,
Festival.
right?
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
Was like at least grilled cheese sandwiches.
Nah, like I'm talking about like
It would have been grilled.
two pieces of ham and cheese. But the whole time the
Oh, ham and
postcard,
cheese.
you're seeing like, oh, it's gonna be very beautiful.
They gave
all
him like
this
baggies
buffet.
of sandwiches.
Not even, bro, on a napkin, bro.
Yeah,
Picnic basket.
that was crazy, bro.
Bro.
Honestly. I mean, here's the thing. I think the reason why I also like, this guy did point it out, being creative. He said, the reality is that there was a lot of dirt to put out on Ja Rule too, unfortunately. So that is probably another factor too. I didn't think about it.
Ja Rule became a joke. Yeah, he just kind of just became a joke.
He did.
It was hard to.
Although he's building a school in the motherland, so it's okay. Who's building a school in the motherland? Ja Rule?
Shit, I wouldn't go to that school. Probably be no desk.
Ja Rule's still a joke. See? Like no one.
Probably be no desk. No desk.
No one cares about Ja Rule.
My bad.
Oh, R.I.P. Ja Rule for his career, man.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I saw him like in an interview with DJ Vlad not so long ago. I'm like, why is he even being interviewed right now? Like, but
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. No one cares, bro.
But I will say again, the reason I even brought him up was just because I felt like the clapback track was hot, and the New York song for sure was hot, and I thought he actually had some really good bars in that one. And on top of the fact that he had, Fat Joe and Jadakiss feature, which obviously had their own great bars to complement the track. So that was just an overall good track. And honestly, kudos to Ja Rule, because although he didn't capitalize on it, but the reality is, like, if there was any moment for him to like try and stay relevant, was after that moment, because he somehow found a way to get 50 Cent to then also focus on now Fat Joe and Jadakiss for some reason, because he thought there was you're gonna hop on this track with Ja Rule throwing at me, and that just opened up the whole.
That's
we were just talking about that whole era of just rap beef,
And
so
Fat
shout out
Joe
to Ja
was
Rule.
that guy. Yeah.
Shout out, how about that? How about shout out to Ja Rule bringing us an era.
You trying, bro? I know you.
I'll give him that. Okay, yeah.
You trying to give him a shout out?
I'll eat the cheese sandwich, man. I'll eat the cheese sandwich. I
just want to give him some flowers. Let's give him some flowers.
I'll eat the cheese.
It's your show, man. It's your show.
Hey, I mean, look, I'll say this. Apart from that, the rap beef, Ja Rule didn't give us a lot of hits, man. You know what I'm saying? And
New York, yeah.
For anybody who played their cards right, gave you a lot of chicks. You know what I'm saying? And if you played your cards right, and you actually memorized those songs that he had with Ashanti and with
people dancing and stuff. You
you know
know,
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Ashanti, J Lo.
You know, J Lo. You know what I'm saying? So if you played your cards right, he you know he allowed you to get it in. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Ja Rule.
shout out to Ja Rule, man.
I never thought I'd be on the stream saying that. That's crazy.
Matter of fact, one, one time for Ja Rule, man. One time for
Oh,
Ja
he got
Rule.
the.
One time for Ja Rule. Oh, yo, let's go, man. For Ja Rule, man. Let's go for
That's
Ja Rule,
wild.
yeah, definitely meant J Lo. That's right. J Lo, Ashanti, all those chicks he had songs with. And look, low key. Look, let me just say this. We tried to you Phil, you tried to say Drake has to be either Nas in this situation. The reality is he might be more Ja Rule in this scenario, bro. Let's just keep it a buck.
It can turn into this.
I didn't even think about
Let's
that.
just
It
keep
can
it a
really
buck
turn into
because
this.
the
Yeah,
same way
full
Ja Rule
circle.
is famous for his melody, like his melodic tracks with with the chicks and the vibes. Let's just be honest.
Right.
That's what Drake is known for. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Him like trying to dive into the. Luckily for him, luckily for Drake, he didn't have someone like 50 just yet. But now he's in that. Now he's in a scenario
Now you have,
where you got someone like Kendrick, you got someone like Ross, you got maybe I'll just do those two. Although I will say, Ye was kind of in his ass.
Shout out to Ross, though.
Yeah, but shout out to Ross.
Yeah.
But but Kendrick's in your ass, bro. So no homo, no pause on that. But but these dudes coming at you and they're exposing you. Pusha T exposed you. You're saying like all these guys are exposing you.
Yeah.
This might be it. This might be your Ja Rule moment. You know what I'm saying?
You got people reciting these lines, these disses. Like it's starting to pick up momentum. And then it's like, what's the last hot track Drake dropped? Or the last hot album? I'm just saying. I mean, people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
that was a while ago.
For real.
From his black card, so like hopefully he doesn't get beef with Eminem, you know what I'm saying, Slim Shady, because that
listen,
I really think so. Get really kind of
he dropping that album too.
I don't see him.
Oh yeah, I was about to say Eminem dropping an album soon.
And what is it called? The Resurrection or something like that? The death. Oh, that's even worse.
And that could be a whole metaphorical, right? But it's like M could go there with it, but I don't see him. He's like an elder statesman now. Like Eminem, like went through rehab twice and stuff. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's gonna kind of chill. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like you don't know with Ram because you think about songs like Rap God, where he proved that you just can't fuck with him.
Yeah,
well, even the shit he put out there with Slaughterhouse, I'm like,
oh man, yeah.
Especially when you had just that
honestly, even the beef with 50 Cent too.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Em and 50? Em and 50 never had beef.
Never, bro. That's like brother. That's like blood, brother.
That's probably another AI track.
That was AI track before there was AI tracks, bro.
Nah.
Hey, AI been out here since Pun, gave us some of them diss track apparently.
With that 50.
So I do remember Eminem going after. So on that Forever track, he went after like in that same verse. He's talking about Lil Wayne. He's talking about who else was on that? Ye and Drake. In that verse that he spit on that Forever song.
There we go. Macadamia. So spit this flow.
It's like with him. It's like I'm not gonna even put him on the same level. I mean, I'm not, but it's like M. That's like going at Nas right now. It's like Nas is chilling. You know what I mean? I think M is chilling. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
that's
Nas
true.
is like just dropping bangers.
I have 2 shots like in Doomsday Part 2. He was like right away. He was, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's got the second best verse on Forever? And I was like, I was like, oh, he really
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Let me just answer this right quick.
So like,
and then
I
we'll
feel like
come back
I'm
to this
ready
quick.
for smoke. I feel like he's been wanting some more smoke after he smoked MGK. No,
He did
That
smoke
was his
MGK.
last battle.
That
Yeah,
was actually low key sad to even see MGK try because it was like,
Yo,
bro,
MGK doing rock music now, bro. It's crazy.
it's like it was like battling like with his eyes closed on that one. Like it was like
he made
like
eyes
rock.
closed, hands tied behind. Matter of fact, he didn't even write he didn't even write none of that. It was just all like
his mouth
Off the
gagged.
cuff,
He was
yeah.
like he was still like that. He was still battling this dude.
Hey,
Like, oh man.
TJ,
But he has said in the
how good
past,
was
what keeps
Twisted,
him
though?
going is like talking shit about everybody.
Oh
when
yeah,
he-
no,
when
you're
he
right. You're
rap.
right about that. I will say that. Yeah, you're right. He did, and that's what I mean. Like that's why you can't count him out. I just feel like, I mean, I will
he's
say, like, I
definitely gonna
agree.
successful.
He is on some shit. Like he's already proved his point. There's nothing really much to prove.
Right.
He's probably like on that, like you
Right.
said, True State as well as like someone like Nas and Jay. But
Right.
I will say though, I feel like M's one of those guys, and even Nas. I just feel like you test their gangster, bro.
Oh yeah, if you
You
Nas
test
was
their,
still
you know what I'm saying? You push them, you'll get that response, and they'll prove why you'll
Man.
regret that for the
That-
rest of your career. But to
Yeah.
answer TJ right quick, how good was Twista? I mean, bro, Adrenaline
Chicago.
Rush is a classic, bro.
Dude, Adrenaline Rush. Like you just drop that beat, it's like it's over.
It's
It's
a
over.
classic, bro.
It's
You
so
hear
over.
that front to back, back to back, you know,
the intro was.
That Adrenaline Rush is nuts,
yeah,
bro.
it was nasty. That
Nah, it
was nasty.
man.
See, Drake already alluded him, so relying on his clothing line, so he waving that flag.
What?
Drake has a clothing line? I didn't even know
All
that boy has a
saying,
clothing
hey.
line.
I'm just, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad as maybe they women not agree with it. I wouldn't be mad if Drake just never responds again. I wouldn't even be mad. I'm like, you know what?
Honestly, I wouldn't either. That's what I'm
I wouldn't
saying. That's
be
why I
mad.
said, what do we expect after what Kendrick dropped? That just,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what angle Drake has here, other than maybe the beat choice, maybe. But even then, I don't even subscribe to that because I'm like, it's not like if we're gonna be honest about this. Again, we were fortunate enough to come from an era of rap beef that gave us just everything. From just songs back to back to just raw as beats coming from the best DJs and the best producers of that time. And so, like, how do you compete against something like that? And so, yeah, maybe we can even say that none of the songs that have come out probably match that caliber.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like some of the, like I said earlier, some of the beat choices I do feel have like kind of that vibe, like from Kendrick's Euphoria, even to Drake's Drop and Give Me 50 when he with that whole woo kid, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a callback to that era, you know. Even like Rick Ross's beat, Rick Ross just said, "I'm gonna stick to my type of beat," and just mad respect for that because that's what he does.
The boss.
Yeah, the boss, and you know he does what he does.
And the music video. Don't forget the music video.
Oh, and the music video. Dude,
that was hilarious.
Honestly, if YouTube would stop striking me, I would play it. I would show it. But you know, every time we talk about these things and I show some of the songs,
too,
they come at me.
But that he had.
Oh yeah, no, that was a crazy. But and then here's the thing, and then even though Cole dropped out, even his beat selection was a callback to a beat that was used before for that era of rap beef. So that's why I'm like, no, these guys kind of know what they're doing. So I don't know. So I don't know if I completely agree with the narrative of the beat choices aren't necessarily that great. Maybe they're not up to the standard of today. Maybe.
Right.
I'm not so sure if I completely
subscribe to that. I mean, I know again the way Kendrick starts, it's kind of like, bro, you know, a little, you know, smooth,
right?
But when that beat when that beat switches up, like, you know,
it's like I said, it helped with that switch up with the voice. Yeah. It made it flow better. Yeah, I do see that. I agree with that.
Let's see. TJ said apparently M unfollowed Drake. I didn't know that, but
Well,
But
there
I
you
mean,
go.
I think he has
before.
to. I think he has to. You know, you're throwing at Kendrick. You mentioned aftermath, and Interscope in your
Yeah.
diss
Yeah,
track.
those
I think
relationships. Yeah, you can't.
yeah,
You
that's
know what
they're
I'm saying?
like this.
We
They're you know what I'm saying?
we talked about it last stream, Vega, where wasn't M the one who's like Kendrick showed up with his boys and he told, "Hey, y'all go out. I want to talk to Kendrick," and
Yep.
he made Kendrick do a whole verse without his boys to see if he had a ghostwriter,
Yep.
and he found out he didn't. So it was
Yep.
like he was like passing that torch right there. So
100%, bro.
makes
Mhm.
100%.
sense.
So that's so again, M following Drake. I can see that. I can see that. Like you coming at my artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That I brought into the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You throw me. You throw my label into your bars as if you're actually saying something. Like yeah,
Right.
I can
Yeah,
see
he
that.
did make the Interscope line. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm, mm.
You know,
That's true.
so that's
See,
what I'm
now I
saying. Like,
want M to say something.
bro, honestly, I kind
Nah,
of do.
Kendrick got it. Kendrick got
Kendrick
it.
got it. Kendrick got it. Honestly, Kendrick got it. Even if Ye and Ross never dropped anything, I never thought to myself that Dre or that Kendrick didn't have it. Obviously,
Mhm.
it was cool to get something from Ross. It was cool to get something from Ye because they in a sense like filled in the gap, while we
Yeah,
were waiting for Kendrick.
true.
And
Right.
Ross, like I said, and Ye, they both allude to things that are necessary for us to know about Drake's character, about his, way of doing business, about his because a lot of the things that Drake said in his diss tracks were hypocritical. When he tries to come at Kendrick about the splits, the deals, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro,
He
who are
signed
you
to
to
it,
talk?
signed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And the
But that's
fact that
what Kendrick's saying. He's like, he's
no,
a
that's what I'm
habitual
saying.
liar.
But
Yeah.
technically, it started with Ross. Ross, no,
Mhm.
was it Ross? Ross or Ye?
Uh,
One of the two. I think it was Ye actually. Ye talks
Yeah,
about
it was Ye. It was
it was
Ye.
Ye, right? Where he mentions
yeah.
the
Master.
masters,
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
Mhm.
mastermind,
Mhm.
you know, and it was like, yes, thank you, because this guy's being super hypocritical
He's
right
acting
now.
like,
Mm.
yeah, because he's like, oh, everyone's gonna just believe, Drake's side of it. And it's like, bro, we
Right?
need it's like need the other side of this story. And
The other
even
side of the story,
Future and Metro Boomin, like they dropped 2 albums basically going at Drake
you know,
with the weekend singing.
the weekend
Yeah.
singing.
Even the Weeknd got a diss track on this
The
man.
weekend singing. He's like crooning a diss. Like it's like, whoa, bro.
Yeah, who
and
was that?
and
Oh, Future. Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
just drop
Future.
two
the
albums back
Weeknd
to
on
back?
that actually talks about that same thing about Drake, about him having like,
Oh, Shady Deals. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So it's like it's just funny for
Exposing
him.
the dude.
It's
Mm.
exposing him, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm saying Drake might be the Ja Rule of the scenario now. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is the reality is you're already exposed. If anybody's like willing to just admit that what's been coming out about you, like this is what it is, bro. Like, what's that saying? There's like like pretty much like it's saying like if you hear from multiple people, 9 times out of 10
Right.
it's true. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
one thing if it just
Yeah.
came from one person, but when you
Right.
have like a multitude of people saying the same thing, bro.
Yeah, and the story's getting out there that Drake, with everyone thought, oh, everyone's mad at Drake because he's taking their girls or messaging them on IG or something. But it's like it's deeper. Usually,
Yeah.
if someone's that mad at you, it could be they're messing with your girl or it could be money, right? And it's like they're saying like Drake is like blocking deals and stuff, like some underhanded like back end stuff where people trying to get like certain songs on the radio or something, and Drake may call the radio station, hey, don't play it, stuff like that. And that's why a lot of people are just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, pissed off at him right now. So I'm just saying.
TJ said he literally has a store in the downtown mall. Which downtown? Because it ain't in my downtown, bro.
No, you talking about CJ's in Canada, so yeah, he's talking.
Oh, you had
That
made
makes
it to
sense, though.
Canada, TJ.
That makes
Okay,
sense though.
okay.
That's like DJ Khaled. He got a store down here in Miami.
Right. That's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, TJ. Okay, so hey, let me see if I can give you a better accent than Kendrick. You're in Canada, eh?
Yeah.
You're from Canada, eh?
That's why I said. That's why I said I knew what side he was picking earlier. I was like, oh, that's right. 'Cause I was like, Kendrick's dissing the whole six. That's when TJ got mad.
Yo, he,
I
he,
was
he
like,
sent you the link to the
Look.
store too.
Look, I put it like this though, like, hey, TJ, if you roll with the six, cool. We're not coming at Canada because look, I put it like this. I personally am a big fan of The Weeknd. I love that his whole catalog. One of the homies I was talking to, like, he was like, I'm not into that whole like 80s thing that Weeknd does, and I'm like, I actually love the fact that The
It's
Weeknd
so
does a lot
different.
of like, brings those like 80s vibes into his music. I vibe to that. I don't know why, but I do it. Or anytime anybody does something like that, I vibe to it. So yeah, I'm definitely not against it.
Yo, sorry to interrupt. I gotta head out. I work in the morning.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I appreciate y'all.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Easy,
You know,
bro.
till
You
next
have a
time.
good, you have a
Yes,
good
sir.
night.
But you have a good night, brother. Thank you for stopping by, man.
Gotcha.
Follow the boy. Follow the
Hey,
boy.
yeah, follow ET's ET. You got music on SoundCloud, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, promote it right quick.
Yes, follow me on SoundCloud. Look me up by ET. I got 3 tracks on there. There's another one that's gonna come out featured on obviously Mr. Vegas track along with Ed Meme right there. So yeah, just give me a follow and I hope you guys enjoy it if you give it a listen.
All right, for sure, brother. Appreciate
bro.
you stopping through, bro.
All right, thank you.
All right, bro.
But I'm gonna go. Hey, TJ, I'm gonna go ahead and check out that link. I didn't know he had his own clothing line, bro. For real, I didn't know that. On X, right? Okay,
BO clothing.
right. It's got like a bunch of owls and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like Chris. Chris got his own thing. Chris Brown, he got that that Black Pyramid
Hey,
clothesline.
low key though, you bring up Chris Brown, bro. And the funny part is that the beef between him and Quavo is definitely the undercard, and I get it why.
Yeah.
But I will say this: Chris Brown's diss track towards Quavo,
Mm,
Dude, that takeoff line,
yeah.
ooh, nasty,
crazy.
nasty.
But look, all respect to Quavo and the when you thought of when you heard that line, you were like, dang, like you had to really like sit back and you were like,
I was like,
Like,
you really hate this dude. I was like, Chris Brown really like,
vibed
RIP to
it.
Tate, everyone wish it was you. Like, dang,
Oh, man.
you can't. What else can you say to this man? That's why Chris Brown's like, I ain't gotta say that no more.
yeah, right.
That's tough to take in.
Man,
That's
that was
rough, bro.
That was rough. That was rough.
Jeez.
That was rough. And the crazy part is that Quavo threw back with Takeoff.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't. Chris Brown responded. He just message. He was like, "Yeah, takeoff. Was dope. That's about it."
On his IG story.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Did you guys see that thing that supposedly he bought out all of the tickets?
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
believe that. I don't believe.
Hey, honestly though,
Dude, okay, I'll put like, okay, there's 2 ways to break that down. One, if it's true, that's petty as hell.
That's so petty.
2,
Petty, bro.
if it's not true, that's a sad story on Quavo's part that nobody showed up to
100%.
your show, bro.
Yeah.
And
here's
so
why I
either
think
way
it's
you
true though.
paint it, it's not a good look, bro. And maybe you thought like so let's just say, okay, again, let's just into the hypotheticals. Let's just say nobody showed up to your show and you thought to yourself, yo, we gotta spin the story that this was all Chris Brown.
no, that's
And if
even
you
worse.
thought that was gonna save you, bro, like it still doesn't save you.
That still looks bad.
You just gave a
That's still.
W to Chris, bro.
Yep.
It's still a bad look.
So
Yeah.
the reason why I think that's true is because so the G Unit camp with 50, they're actually like they didn't launch Chris Brown's career, but they had a big like they helped him and his way up when he did the Yo music and all that stuff. So him and 50 are actually really close. And what is 50 known for doing to Ja Rule's concerts is buying out the first couple sections.
And
So-
then,
Yeah,
and then it
50's
was,
done that.
and 50 was the one
Yeah.
who shared that too. Let's keep that in mind.
Exactly. That's why I'm
Mhm,
saying
mhm.
that. That's why I'm saying that. So
Yeah, I
I think
believe
Chris
that.
Brown
I
would
mean,
probably take. I think he would take credit though, or some. I don't know if he responded. I don't really
I
follow
haven't
him like
checked.
that, but I think he would be like kind of like throw an emoji out there or something like yeah, like I got him.
yeah, yeah, like a ticket emoji and like a money back emoji or something. Yeah.
Something like that. But now
Yeah,
Chris
no,
Brown, I forget he has bars, man. Like he you know what I'm saying?
I kind of like forget
He
what
meant
he
it.
did in R&B
Yo,
singing.
Chris Brown has
He
bars,
meant it.
bro. For being a singer, and was it you, Silos, that I was talking to you about that? I don't remember who I was talking to about that before, but I
think
was like,
so.
I know I mentioned like, I was like, bro, people sleep on Chris Brown's ability,
Right,
as
yeah.
well as Trey Songz. These are guys that you don't think can rap, but that
Mm.
just means you haven't heard them rap because between
Right.
Trey Songz and Chris Brown, they're known for being ghostwriters to a lot of artists.
Right, yeah. That's what we're talking about.
And two, if you actually ever heard them rap, bro, these guys can rap, man.
Well, what's
And
crazy is growing up, that's what originally we talked about it last time. Like that's what they wanted to do,
yeah,
but
yeah,
their money was singing,
exactly.
Yeah,
Mm.
gotta go what's working. Yeah.
Yeah, go to work. I mean,
You know what I'm
and that makes sense. Again, that's I would say like I think that's definitely the I don't want to say the easier route, but people are more inclined to listen to a singer and validate a
especially at
singer.
their age at the time.
You know what I'm saying? Before they listen to like a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And there's like a bigger appeal for a singer than there is a rapper, right? Like,
Mhm.
when you're talking about like, let's just say even demographics, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
there's not that many girls that listen to rappers as much as they listen to singers, right? So immediately, if you're coming out as a singer, not only do you have the capability of getting a crowd for guys, but you really are able to tap into the market of women who actually, even statistically, are willing to spend more money when it comes to products or even songs and things of that nature. Like they spend more
Mhm.
money, so like you're tapped into a market
Yeah.
that definitely is definitely able to be more successful than a rapper for sure. And then not even just gender wise, but even racially wise, you know. You're able to appeal to, let's just say, white suburbia more than you are a rapper. You know what I mean?
Right.
So or not even just white suburbia, even just in general. I just say that as an example, but there's even other demographic key
Yeah.
components that you can point at and say it's easier to tap into that market than it is as a rapper. So
Mhm. Mhm.
let's
TJ
see,
makes a good point there too.
let's
That
see
that
what
was
TJ
that was a hit.
like the song Look at Me Now with Busta Rhymes and Lil Wayne, Breezy was cooking. Oh, for sure. Again, yeah, good point. I mean,
He was.
I think that's what set it up too. You know what I'm saying? Like where, it kind of gave that light to Chris Brown, where like, yeah, he can rap because
true.
I think that was a question, not even a question, but I think it was more of a like, a lot of people probably even, dissed him about it for that, but like really, like this is just like that was like a shut the fuck up type moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I got you.
Mhm.
Because yeah, he like
Yeah.
even the order that they did it in, you know what I'm saying, it was just perfect. I'm like, Jesus, like, yeah, it was
Yeah,
well.
Buster kind of blazed that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to see him
always
do that
blazes,
live,
bro.
yo.
Busta
Busta
always
like,
blazes, bro.
Hey, full
man,
blaze.
I got to see
Yo.
him do that live. He performed that live. I went to a 50 Cent concert not
crazy.
so long ago,
Oh,
and he
did
was,
you?
yeah, bro, did not lose a breath. He's on stage talking about Big Busta. He's wearing the leather
Right.
suit and everything, just
Oh,
Up
bar
there
for
sweating.
bar.
Busta still got it, bro.
Yeah.
Busta still got it. I
Oh
went
my
to a
goodness.
concert with out here in Chicago it was the Wu Tang, and they
Mm.
had Busta there and Nas. Was it Nas? Yeah, Nas. But yeah, Busta, bro, dude. I'm like, this dude still got it, bro.
And he performs like
Mhm.
he man
Yeah, he
that
still
whole
throws the show. Like, yeah. I mean, dude, Busta, bro, Busta. Oh my gosh, dude. His
Mhm.
bro, like even the fact that he still drops songs today, and I'm like, dude, how? how are you still that good, like that consistent with that same type of style? It's kind of mind boggling, like, damn, dude, he still got it,
DJ dropping
got it.
fire in the chat. He talking about I can transform. Yeah, that's another one.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, even when we were talking about Breezy's and 50's relationship, I'm easily thinking about bitch on the man,
Oh my
on the
god, that's a
man,
banger.
on
Yeah,
the
dude.
man, like, come on, man, like, dude,
That's a
dude,
banger, yo.
you know what I'm saying? If you weren't, dude, if you weren't out, if you weren't out in the club and that shit, like vibing to that shit, like
Heck
there's
yeah.
no way you can tell me you weren't. Like, bro, I remember I'd be in the club, or even if I'm
Hmm.
driving, like that's one of those tracks that I was like
You
amping
gotta
me
play
up.
it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
amping me up because I'm about to hit that spot, but I want to be in that vibe. Like, I'm the man.
Mhm.
I'm listening to Chris Breezy and 50 on my way to the spot. Like you're like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? you know.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
But yeah, man, I think overall, just I guess so we can wrap this up. I would say, again, we're clearly not in the same era as before. So, but maybe like Sil said, maybe it's just because we haven't hit that point yet that it's about to get into, or
Mhm.
maybe we're just not there at all. And this is it. I mean, because personally, like Sil, I kind of agree. Like, I think if Drake doesn't respond, I'm not mad at that because I feel like this song kind of was the nail in the coffin. It could be. It
It can
could
be.
really be.
Yeah.
But if it isn't, I'm okay with that too. But if it is, I'm okay with that. Like, you know what?
Mm.
Kendrick kind of put him to bed.
Just saying, man.
Rick Ross kind of like, gave him that smack, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And then kind of came with like another smack, you know.
right.
And the Kendrick just came in with the uppercut, boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, night night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's how this could play out, and I'm okay with that. And
Mhm.
then shout out to Drake and his clothing line, and wish you the best, bro. Uh, but
And the
if he does
six, yeah,
so,
the
then
six.
cool, right. Shout out to the six, OVO and all them.
There's gonna be a feature. For sure.
You know, TJ says we are hopefully in the Renaissance era for hip hop. I mean, again, we might get it, we might not. Either way it goes, I'm not. I think for me personally, and I'll let you guys share your thoughts for sure. But personally, for me, I'm okay with it because we've been way past gone the Renaissance era. Like
Yeah.
we haven't been in that era for a long time now. Anybody who hasn't recognized that, I think you're just not paying attention. But we're definitely not in that era no more. We're in a time of hip hop where there's just many plateaus that exist at once. Um, where like if we're gonna be honest, Drake usually isn't in this plateau
Right.
of this of where he's at now. He just
Mhm.
reluctantly happens to be in it now, and so I guess we can see what comes of it. But if nothing comes of it after this, I'm okay with it because we haven't been there, and all it means is that we're where we used to be.
Mhm.
Tina says, "Okay, chill on
Ah,
the it's straight."
that's too late, bro. That's good.
Hey, TJ, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but it's
Drake
not
better
me, man.
respond.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not me. I'm not. Hey, I didn't throw at Drake. I didn't throw at the six, man. I'm just look. I'm just telling you I'm just a messenger, bro. I'm just a messenger. And, and honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, the six they've been catching many bullets for a while now. You know, and now they're just catching the heavy load of it, and that's just what it is. Uh, but but whatever comes of it, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm
Yeah.
just I think I'm personally at a point where I'm just glad Kendrick dropped what he dropped. I appreciate it. I actually like it. I'm okay. And I'm okay if this is where it ends. Uh, but if more comes of it, sure, I'm here for it. I'm obviously here for it.
There's more coming.
You know, and yeah, if I kind of I feel that there should be more coming for sure because it's like one, Drake's career is on the line. to two. What we didn't really probably mention, and maybe which is worth the mention, is hip hop in general is on the line, right? Like hip hop isn't
I
where it
agree with
used to
that.
be as far as like its popularity. It's not like there was a time period where hip hop was dominating the charts. Like the top 100, it was hip hop just dominating the charts. Hip
Mhm.
hop's no longer there, and maybe because of that, maybe this is what's needed to revive that moment, and maybe this would be the reason to why this keeps going. Again, I'm here for it. Uh, After hearing what I've heard personally, last time we did the rankings, right,
Right.
of who we see taking the I guess the crown, or who has the belt, or who's got the song right now that's holding it down, uh and now it's upon that song to see what happens. For sure, Kendrick proved it today. Kendrick
Mhm.
took the crown,
I
I
agree
think.
with that. Yeah.
Um, again, it's not to say that anybody else didn't do their thing, but Kendrick, for like anybody who can admit that Kendrick took the crown today, and he's holding, like, his track is holding it down now, and then now whatever happens next is upon his track. Anybody who can admit that, you're just a hater,
Mm.
you're just a sore loser, and you're just a Drake dick rider, honestly, because Kendrick for sure,
That's
Kendrick for
three
sure
times on the stream.
he laid it down today. And hey, I do that's I'll stand by that, bro. I only acknowledge the weekend. Um and and, uh, and that's where I think we're at right now. I think Kendrick is not holding it down. He takes the crown right now. Like, I feel his track right now is at the top.
Nah, you want to know something? I think J. Cole's humble ass self is still at the top. Just to
Well,
be honest,
look,
I don't.
I'll say, like I said before, the only reason I don't mention J. Cole is because he
I
humbly bowed
know.
out.
I
Yeah.
know.
But if I'm
But
gonna say this now, yeah,
Because we had Ross on top last time.
since you opened up Pandora's box, since you
Yeah.
opened
I
up
had to.
Pandora's box,
Sorry.
I will say right now, I do feel the hardest diss tracks that come out of this beef. Yes, it is J. Cole's track towards Kendrick, and it is Kendrick's track towards Drake. Uh,
Right after that.
Majorly,
Yeah.
because like I said, there is some shady throws at Cole, but nothing too heavy, I feel. But if there's anything that we got out of this that are for sure for me top tier, are those two. But at the same time, as Tilos just mentioned, the reality is then we can't forget about Ross's track, and I feel like
Uh,
you
that was
know
crazy.
we definitely somehow, like, between my take and his take, we our grades that we gave it, we placed them on top. But I will say, uh I will place Kendrick's track now above Rick Ross's. I'll
Right.
say that much. And yeah, right. So I'll say that. And on that note, I'll pass I'll pass it on. Okay, what do you think? And we'll pass it on, and we'll get our ending, kind of like our ending thoughts, our ending rankings, and how we feel.
Stand for me, the standings, I guess, would be like, and I'm about to, I guess, open Pandora's box even more. I'm about to dive in it. Nah, but I think I mean, I think J. Cole for sure. Like I said, like, I mean, it sucks that he got out of it, but like I just still think, like, in my head, it's just the one thing that was just stamped. Like, you can't forget it.
No, you can't. You can't.
In my opinion, though, although I do really love Kendrick's comeback, or like not comeback, just reply basically. I think he didn't have to go as hard really, because like that was really hard. I
Mhm.
really like that song, like with Future, like that was. I
Mhm.
mean, it was just exactly what it needs to be, especially then coming out with a remix, and then so they're really like, I said, this reply back was only just because Drake had responded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, you keep lying, I will keep telling truths. You know, like I can
Right,
keep
right.
doing this all day if
Right.
you want to.
Right.
And so I mean,
Okay.
I guess then from there, after like that, then I would probably put champagne moments
Mm.
because that's too much of a
Yeah,
memorable
you can't.
or like honorable mention type thing, but
For
like
sure.
it's definitely hits right there in the third. Then I would
White
probably
boy.
then I would probably say um Euphoria, and then you know, again, like I like. I'm not even a Drake hater. Like I actually, again, I do like Drake. I mean,
Yeah.
but
No,
I
I'm
just
not Drake
like, but it's just sad to say. Like, again, at every point that everyone made is just like all those lines that he could have just spit, like could have been from someone else's freaking mind. So it's just like I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
and it's funny because it's like when it's wartime for Drake, it's always the same, flow. It's like that same like
Even the AIs had the same
Point.
flow.
Good
you know what I'm
point.
saying? Like, that's why I could say that like it made sense to why Kendrick made it just sound really just raw, like where it was like, fuck the editing, fuck the mixing. I don't even need no mastering. Just listen to what I gotta say. And reality is, like, I know everything you said was written by somebody else that honestly thought they had some sort of. But again, I want to know if there is something there. Like, I could surely say that Drake is definitely gonna do a feature with somebody, and I would love to hear who it would be. Because that'll spark up more. And like, there are a couple of hungry guys out there that are willing to kind of shoot some shots just to get some clout. Be in the spotlight.
I wonder who it would be though if it was that's true. But all right. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably recency biasness, right? But like Euphoria is crazy only because I go off like replay value too. So it's like that is hard. Like that is like
it was hard. You can't even
yeah. But it's like it's that like Euphoria.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I put champagne moments. Like the thing with Drake's tracks again, the AI thing, it was cool. It was witty for a couple of days, and then it's just like, it's like it's like a nursery rhyme. It's like what you going to do? It's like 100%. It's a real, that's just his flow. But Drop and Give Me 50. It's like bubblegum, yeah, it's like it's cool that he had lines in there, but it's just like, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm only saying it because I've heard Drake do better, than those tracks. So what I'm saying. So I kind of had those down. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or was it?
Yeah. Maybe that was that's one of his ghostwriters, like ghostwriter number 15. Wrote that. So
tell you, he's gonna be on the feature.
Look, all I gotta say, how much is he paying? Because I would ghostwrite too, man. Like,
oh yeah, hey,
I said that the last time. I said that the last time. I'm like, hey man, you need to ghostwrite your boy. It ain't hard to write for other artists. I'll tell you that much. Especially someone like Drake.
I mean, and it's funny. It's like because you hear. I mean, it's true. Obviously, he's had ghostwriters, like especially on the Take Care album. Like he's had ghostwriters, like for sure. It's like documented, but for him trying to knock that, and then for like real lyricists still like throwing shots at him about that, like Kendrick's like, you still got like 20 ghostwriters. It's like, hey, I don't, I can't really take it too seriously. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not really, writing your stuff, bro. But now, like I said, I got the Kendrick tracks, like 1A, 1B right now. Then Ross, and then like I said, and if we still keep Cole in the conversation, it's like I even think like Cole kind of I actually in the moment, because I remember when I reached out to you, Vega, I was like, oh, I want to talk about this. I was like, Cole was kind of that second half of it. He was, he's taking some Jay-Z isms, like breaking down his career, and I was like, hey, that's a nice little sparring track right there. Like, I if he didn't apologize, like I can still listen to that track.
That's tough,
more than the Drake stuff. more than the Drake stuff. I think like
Mm.
Cole stuff would have kind of sat there like, hey, and then hey, you wonder what he would have done if he really committed to it. But
Yeah.
I put that over Drake stuff too. I think the 7-minute drill over it. So it's like with Drake, it's like what Kendra said in there. It was like he made something kind of contrast, like you kind of just there, you kind of like fast food basically, and like
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
like Kendrick is more substance. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of how I look at Drake stuff. Like it's cool when it comes out, it's catchy, and then it's like something real drops, and it's like, well, all right, Drake, what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. This next one's gotta be hard. Like I said, like when he went at Meek Mill, when he did all that, that's the Drake that we need. Like we need like a Game 6 LeBron.
I'll be honest.
Drake.
Even when he came at Meek Mill, I didn't even think that was that hard. To be honest with you, I think it was only really. This is my opinion. I just feel like it was more so hot because it was a hot track, more than it was that he had to like solid. Because it wasn't even like he had a whole song dedicated towards Meek. It was just like a few bars, and then it was just like a good hit track, just on its own, like just to play in a club or something.
Possibly.
Possibly. And I feel like that's why it got the traction it got. Because honestly, when I look back at it, and that, I mean, not even like when I look back, in that moment, I was probably the only person thinking to myself, like, or not even, well, yeah, because I wasn't as engaged into the online world as I am now. But back when that was going on, I'm like, is nobody listening to what Meek is saying about this guy? It was like another one of those moments where like what Meek is saying is being overshadowed because Drake is that guy. That's because true. Meek Mill was really saying a lot of things that were true. Like, dude, and when I say true, it's like stories that are known, right? Where like you got Diddy's guys peeing on you, bro. They're pissing on you, bro. Dude. This is the guy you are. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Meek Mill said
no
this.
Diddy, man. No Diddy.
You know what I'm saying? You got Diddy. Yo, Drake got Diddied by the diddler. Okay, so like, and this is Meek Mill saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. But
Drake had a hotter song. That's I mean a better song.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like,
not only that, like these days, you probably hard now seeing me.
Oh well, yeah. Well, there's that, right? Yeah, but that's a whole other story.
That's like I guess the person who would know.
See that? I'll be honest. I'm one of those guys. Maybe this is probably a podcast for another time. We definitely probably gotta get into that conversation about the diddler. But if I may say so, it's kind of hard to like really fully like believe what came out, with that video of the bodyguard, just because I just feel like AI is so good right now at impersonating people's voices that it's hard to even like know if this is true or not. But I'll end it at that, because unfortunately that video isn't like them exactly. It's I'm behind the door supposedly hearing them. That being said, you know what I mean? AI right now is really well, Drake just proved that in his track. You know what I'm saying? And if that wasn't proof, and I when people were trying to tell me about that Meek Mill Diddy video, the proof before Drake's thing popped, I was like, another proof for people who aren't in the know, to me was for anybody who's into politics, when Ron DeSantis decided to do his like coming out, I'm running for president thing on Twitter, on the spaces with Elon, and obviously Trump is the GOAT of trolling in politics, and his team literally like the very next day releases their version of that conversation using AI. And if you didn't tune in to the actual like conversation between Ron DeSantis and Elon and everybody else, you would think that what Trump's team put out was real, because it sounded exactly like Elon. It sounded exactly like Ron and everybody else that was on that Spaces room, whatever it's called, So I've seen what AI can do. So like when I see something like that video that's kind of made its viral thing about that was Meek Mill with Diddy behind those doors, I can't even take it at face value, because it's like, unfortunately, AI is so good right now that you can like imitate somebody's voice that good. And I'll leave that.
That's why I haven't listened to. I haven't even click on it. Whatever.
I'm good. I'll leave it up to interpretation. I'm good on that.
I got Diddy. Diddy by the Diddler.
By the Diddler.
You heard it here first. You heard it here
Diddy
first.
D.
And again,
Bro,
Meek
bro.
will expose that.
Yeah, diddly diddly.
But hey, Loki. Oh man, y'all don't even know. I got some shit coming out, man. But that being said, Silos, let us know what you got going on, man. Let us
Alright,
know what you
so with Drake, right? So he's about moments. So even back to your comment about the whole back to back with it not being like as good as it was just that release. I feel like when he releases it is a certain, because right when he released this track, the 50 push-ups, wasn't that right after the J. Cole like apologize and all that stuff?
Yeah, it was
So it's
right
like
after.
it,
Day
it
after.
gave it that traction. So like he has like that drop of like, yo, I'm gonna drop it now, and the people are gonna go crazy about it. And then we waited like almost, it felt like 3 years for Kendrick dropped this today. So my rankings is all about like that I'm looking at it as that factor of like the impact. So me, to be honest, like with how Rick was the first one to really just go at Drake and talk about stuff that got us thinking,
Yeah.
I still got Champagne Moments on top,
Wow. Nice.
but
Right.
right after, like, so Kendrick and Drake's like 50 push-ups and the Euphoria, like for me right now, they're like it's a hit or miss. It's like 1A, 1B, one, they're fighting for that spot.
That's not for you. Okay.
But then like after that, like, because I can't put J. Cole's 7 minute drill in there, just because like I'm taking the approach you're taking. He bowed out, so I'm not putting him in there.
Right.
But yeah, the AI with Tupac, that was a moments thing. So that was like, we haven't heard anything. All right, I'm about to put this out, and it's like it made everybody go crazy. Oh my god! So that to me is very low. The Ye stuff was like, for me personally, I felt like it was way out of left field for me. Like I like it felt like at that moment, like Ye just got on the track just because he wanted to talk shit about Drake, which respectfully so. Like it was so left field for me. But yeah, that's pretty out of that. It's pretty much how I got that feeling.
Right.
Like
Right.
on my rankings on that. So
Okay. There you go. Yeah. So I agree with. I can. So it's funny. It's funny you say that, because again, if we're then doing like an averaging of what everybody's saying, then the reality is I think at this moment, Champagne Moment somehow is still
yeah, it's crazy.
still,
It's crazy.
the top track amongst everybody here, averaging from our rankings, and
Because my thing with that is, without that Champagne's moments, especially the whole abs thing, the nose job, you don't want to be like your daddy and all that stuff. Like when Kendrick came with it, and he even went back to freaking Canada. He took Drake to Canada with him in that diss track. Like, it, for me, it would have been impactful, but not as impactful after that Champagne moments, because you even got live footage of him saying, "Yo, Rick is one of my favorite, artists." And then he's like, like, come on, like, to me that was just crazy.
Even the
I was just
video,
like, what?
even the
Dude,
video.
the video that I'm telling you, the Chevy Bel Air that he pulls up with that in that video, bro.
Well, it's for me, when I watch that video, what it is for me, there's two things that I see coming out of Rick Ross's emotion, like not emotions, but like physical display, I guess, or it's him laughing at the lines that are funny
Funny,
because
right?
they're true. That I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this guy's like really strategically like
He's just trolling him,
like,
bro. Like,
trolling them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like and then like even the way that's the way it ends. It's him walking off the set laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you on this, bro. Like, if you know what I'm saying, if you thought this was like, he just walks away laughing at him. You
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so yeah. Again, Champagne Moments apparently, on average, from our rankings, somehow manages to make it.
Top. That's like top 3
You know what I'm saying?
average, in this beat.
So that's kind of crazy. But yeah. I guess again, and what I feel about what makes Kendrick's again, like I said earlier, is the things that Rick Ross mentioned. It was like almost like an alley oop for
Right.
Kendrick to just come
Mhm.
and like, what I'm saying, like
The abs and
slam dunk
stuff.
on his
Yeah.
ass, or,
Yeah.
or it's like if it was like a movie scene, it's like Rick Ross just finished loading the clip and he throws it towards Kendrick for him to load it up and just crack. I'm saying like that was that moment, and it's just as
But
clutch as what I'm saying. Like the guy shooting, throwing the magazine is just as clutch as the guy shooting, the bullets.
Right.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I guess that's
Saving
what
the
that
ammo.
is. You need ammo, right?
Mhm.
Let's see. Narpink says J. Cole knew what was going to happen. Thank God he backed out. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's what it is. I don't know if that's what it is.
Uh,
I can
yeah.
see why I can see why that narrative is thrown out there. I don't think that's what it is. So I'll put it like this: like, okay, I'll give merit to that narrative in the sense of like, this isn't who I want to be, so I'm just gonna bow out. Like, 'cause this isn't what I want.
Okay.
Then why drop it? That's
So
what I've said.
that's why I can understand that, right? But
Right.
to say like, oh, he knew what was gonna happen because he doesn't have the lyrical caliber to
Oh, okay,
like
no, yeah,
stay in the race. Stop
But
kidding yourself.
but see,
yeah,
that's
Stop
yeah.
what
kidding.
makes it. But that's what makes it tough because it's like he made the track, right?
Right,
Then
right.
Right?
why
Oh, he
drop it?
did.
Like
He definitely did.
Like, why
it's
drop
like
it?
oh
But
yeah,
but
it's
that's why.
like
But see, to me, this is why I say like you have to keep in mind. Okay, like one, this is why I say like you have to keep in mind who Cole is, who he's always been. He's never really been this guy to like. He ain't a street hardcore rap, whatever. Like, that's never really been him. That's one. But two, then you even have to just pay attention to the songs he's been dropping prior to this moment. And then three, the most important thing is what he called that album was most important. He said might delete later.
right.
So that in itself, like if you're just and this is what look, and this is where I feel people need to like maybe even understand like some rappers are artists that bring more to the table than just bars,
Mm,
right? And what I mean by that is that some artists put more thought into their covers, into their titles of their albums,
Mhm.
into the titles of their songs, just as much as the bars that they're putting into their songs, right? So everything means something, right?
Right.
Even like the music videos, the things, what I'm saying? Like everything means something, right? So by that, I will say like this guy put an album called Might Delete Later. And I said this the last time when I first addressed this, and it's like
right.
everybody knows that when you put that as a hashtag on a post, whether it's like some girl dropping a nude on Instagram or like some sort of
Like
bikini
delete
picture,
later.
it's her acknowledging like this is me out of character. So appreciate this while you have it out there on the internet because I might take them down. You
Right.
know,
Well,
Yeah.
same thing when it comes to like people that post, negative comments that they or I say negative, maybe not negative, but let's just say comments that they know are like maybe controversial that they
mhm.
put out there sharing their thoughts, and then it's like hashtag might delete later because I know this is a little bit out
Yeah,
of character,
it's out
isn't
there.
really, you know.
It's
So
yeah.
the fact that he did put that on his, I just feel like that should have let people know,
But
like, look,
but
he's
But
clearly in a
like
mental space where he feels
Cole,
a certain type of way.
this is my thing. I can respect that, but and again, I'll get past the fact that he still dropped the song and he deleted it later, right? So I get
Yep,
that,
yep.
but going forward, like he can't talk about body and nobody like in
yeah.
tracks.
Oh, 100%,
He
100%.
Yeah.
Like
cannot,
going forward, you better be on your Martin Luther
Easy.
King Gandhi shit of
Yeah.
rap
yeah.
because you
It's like
clearly,
that track where what's that it's a couple albums ago, but like Cameron's like ad libbing on it and like Cole
oh,
like destroys that last verse. I forget the name
yep.
of the song that quick. But it's
Um,
like dude was like destroying the track. I'm like, this dude can body anybody rapping.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't do that no more. Like I mean, you still can call some
Well,
cool
so
stuff,
I
but it's
will
just
say,
like
and I agree with you. I agree with you. You're 100% right. Going forward, because you made this apology, because you said you're in conflict with this and you're convicted, going forward for sure. Don't bother doing something like this again. What I will say though is the fact that he does something like that. I think, and you know, again,
It's
we won't
almost
know until
time.
he says it himself.
Mm.
But the reality is, I think even for him to drop something like this is for him to show, like, in case you think I'm not that guy, like or if you,
go
or
there.
not that I'm not that guy, but if you think that I am not possible of lyrically demolishing motherfuckers,
Yeah.
I'm dropping this for you guys. For those who doubt my capability,
Right.
I feel like this what that was. I feel like this is me showing you I have the capability of tapping into that space. But
Yeah.
hashtag might delete later.
I deleted it.
Days later, this isn't who I am. I apologize. Take your best shot at me if you want, Kendrick. I love you, bro. Peace going forward. So it's like again, that's why I'm like, I'm not that mad at him because we
That's
know
rough.
who he
That
is.
thing's messed you up.
You know, hey, but even last
that's
time when me and CeeLo talked about it, he was turned about it for sure. Like, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said last time, it's like, look, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted him to like stay in it. I wanted him to keep like, bro, you clearly proved on that album or project, whatever you want to call it, you clearly proved you have that lyrical caliber to destroy motherfuckers if you want.
Man.
I would
Like,
have
look,
loved to see it.
I would have even gave J. Cole a pass if it wasn't on his album though. Like if it was just another song and like he was on the song and like he did this whole I'm coming after Kendrick and then that, like maybe the apology, yeah, okay, afterwards. Like I still would have gave him a pass, but the fact that I understand the whole hashtag delete later, but no one has ever questioned that J. Cole could do this though. So that's why it's like, why did he feel the
I
need? Like,
feel
because even all the way back to False Prophets, because look at, yeah, he's still butthurt about it. Like,
100%. But okay, hold on. But I guess let's address this though. You have to keep in mind this thing. You know, you're saying nobody's questioned it, but the reality is I think people have. Not because they question his capability, but they question who is that guy. Is it Kendrick? Is it Drake? Is it him? Is it somebody else?
That's that big three thing.
It's that big three thing, that big three concept, right? So to say that nobody's questioning it, no, there is a big three for a reason. And it's because we don't really know. I mean, I know who I'm choosing, but
Who's not number one?
Exactly. I know who's not number one.
man.
But apparently it's still in the zeitgeist of the conversation. So for the idea to be that he didn't have to prove that, that's not true. He clearly has to prove something for sure.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. It kills me though, because that first person shooter, like Cole was like gliding all over, like, yo, you know.
He even came out on
everybody's
interviews.
breakfast, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
like he came out
No,
on
I
interview.
get it. Again, I get it, guys. I get
Kills
it.
me, bro.
I get it.
He came
Trust
out
me.
saying, "Yo, Drake didn't even take that song serious. I put my all into that track." Like, how you gonna say that in an interview? Then
Yeah,
do
because
this.
Drake was talking about Michael Jackson and shit. Like, yeah, Drake,
Right? No, 100%, 100%.
You would
trust
think
me.
the beef was really with Kendrick and J. Cole on that album.
I feel like so here's two things I will say. I feel like, yeah, if there's any serious like lyrical battle to be had, it's for sure between Kendrick and Cole. For sure. I'm not gonna even pretend like Drake deserves a spot there, but he is in there because he is the face, you know. Now, do I think that out of like that Cole was the main victim? I definitely didn't feel that way.
Oh no.
You know, I feel like the main victim is Drake because the main person that I think we all should be considering, do they really deserve to be there, is him. Simply because, again, if there's anybody to really break down their career path and how they got there and, you know, why they even are relevant, it's Drake. It's not Cole.
Right.
It's Drake. The reality is the way Rick Ross said it. Lil Wayne gave you the juice, bro.
Go make him more money.
If it wasn't
make
for
him more
Little Wayne
money.
and Cash Money, you would still be a nobody. You would still be that guy in a wheelchair in a damn show in Canada, bro. You know what I mean? That's just a
Hey,
fact, bro.
so
See,
is
That
that
was wrong.
was he
And I
really
guess
was
that's
he
why
really in a
Sharon
wheelchair or was
Bones
that
is
on
still
like
up
the
there.
show?
Wait, say that again?
What was that? Was he really like in a wheelchair or was that like
Yeah,
just
the
oh,
grassy.
That's a good question.
yeah, but I'm
I
just
think
saying
that
like
was,
like that
he
he
Yeah.
was
was kind of
acting, right? He
yeah,
was
that was
able
just
to
acting.
really
Oh
walk.
yeah. It was a
Okay.
character he was playing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
where
was a character.
everyone makes fun. Like he was in school on the show,
Yeah.
and it was like a school shooter. He got shot and stuff.
Because I remember that unless that was part of his performance on one of his early like concerts, he like fell and they had to bring him out in a wheelchair and I don't know.
No, it's just on the show. He has a really goofy looking picture. He's like smiling in a wheelchair. That's yeah, it's real corny looking. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
he's
Yeah,
younger. He's much younger. So
much
it looks
younger,
funny.
much younger.
Yeah.
It looked like a straight up cornball, honestly, if I'm being honest. Like straight up like a cornball.
Hey,
Yeah.
Vega don't like Drake.
Look-
Vega don't like Drake.
Hold on. Hold on. No, hey, I'm just keeping it a bug, bro. I'm just keeping it a bug.
But people gassing Drake though, like that's what I'm saying. It's like I wouldn't even be mad if Drake's like, you know what, I'm just gonna, make another pop song.
He has
because
to, no,
with Sexy
that's his
Red.
lane.
I wouldn't
That's
be
his
mad.
lane.
He better not do say-
That's his lane. That's his lane.
Yeah.
Make another pop song, bro. That's your lane. That's cool. Again, no, I don't have. Hey, hold on, man. I have nothing against Drake. Like I don't hate Drake like that.
I need that diss track, Vega.
Hey,
Academics and Drake all up on that.
But listen, it's not even that I like. Look, my thing is, it's always been this, and this is why I like Kendrick's line. I said it earlier. I like the fact that he says what he says when he's like about the things that he hates about Drake, but then when he says, the reason I say we is because I'm not just speaking for me, but I'm speaking for the culture.
Yeah.
I felt that so much because I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, because that's
was
exactly how I feel about this motherfucker. It's like, bro, you're not this guy. You're really
Right.
not this guy. Are you artistically gifted? Yes.
You're a performer.
Are you a performer? Yes.
What is it that Ross say? Wearing
Can you
weird
rap
suits?
other people's lines?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, you can. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
then
They're probably
kudos-
writing it right now. They're
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They're right.
Kudos to you, bro. But that's that. You're not this guy who you definitely don't push keys in your Louis V, bro. This isn't you, dog. And like I said earlier, like it's funny because the one album that I probably fucked with the most because every track was more of my type of gritty vibe was the matter of fact, I think now that I remember what it was called, it was if you're reading this, it's too late. I think it was what that album was called. But it was the one with energy and
Oh, yeah.
you know, saying nonstop, whatever. Like it had a lot of just tracks that I'm like, this is a vibe. But that even, like I said, still even then at the end of it, I was with my homies and I'm like, sadly said, this isn't who this nigga is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't really him. Like this, I don't believe this is him. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he's that guy. But that's always been my issue with Drake. I'll say this in the latter part of his career. When he started like trying to get into that light, like from 0 to 100 real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like those moments where I'm like
The Scorpion era, you talking about?
Yeah, where like you could tell he was trying to like tap into this like gangster type persona. Like, oh yeah, I'm this hardcore dude. And it was that moment where I'm like, bro, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. But again, can he rap? Can he sing? Can he, yes, for sure. And there's definitely, and yes, there's a lot of songs that came out of his catalog that I do like. That I'm like, I mean, Successful is still one of my tracks that I'll play still to this day.
Yeah, with that Trey Songz verse on it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like whether I like both I like the version with Lil Wayne and the version with Trey Songz.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not, like that's still a hot song. Again, I like his songs, but the reality is do I really believe he was ever that guy he started trying to become during like you said, the Scorpion era and moving forward? You know, like no. So that's why, like, shout out to Rick Ross for exposing. Like, yeah, you hopped on our shit, bro,
Yeah.
because you needed to, because you needed to have that face, because you didn't have it. Nobody really believed you were that guy. So I gave you that possibility to like hop on Maybach Music to give you that kind of face. That you're that kind of guy who
Those
can,
were the days.
you know what I'm saying? The space scheme and stuff. Man, and even that line from Ross when he says, I prophesied it in space scheming. Like, dude, like, don't gloss. You can't gloss over that line. Like, that was a very, like, yo, you know what I mean?
Didn't like Common jump on a remix and diss Drake though?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Canada
Not
drum.
Common.
Yes,
Not Common.
And he dropped that sweet.
Did a remix.
Common sneaky with these disses. Like,
yo,
Common got some.
Yo,
got
you
some
know who
disses
else hopped on that? And low key again, because it's not famous and he's not, you know, but you low key like did a remix to it that I was and came at these dudes, and especially Drake. Joel Ortiz did a remix to the Space Demon track, and that shit went hard, bro.
Yeah,
again,
Ortiz,
because he's
underrated.
not that guy. Nobody's paying
Right.
attention, but he said some, you know, like crazy shit, and I'm like, yo, like this guy should be that guy. But it is what it is. Again, yeah, I clear the record. I don't hate on Drake like that. I feel like I gotta keep it a buck because I'll put it like this. I gotta keep it a buck for all the Drake dick riders, bro. That's what it is.
That's a
I gotta keep
lot
it a
out
buck for
there.
those dudes because there's just too many of them. There's too many of them.
I hope he drops something hot though, like for real.
It's got to keep going. It's got to keep
when he
going.
dropped push-ups, I was like, I'm glad he responded. It was catchy.
100%.
You know, the AI thing again, that was cool for like 48 hours. You know,
He need to go take some notes from Chris Brown. That's what
I gave him his flowers for some of the stuff he did with those songs. Like, you know, people can't say I gave him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? At least as many as I could give him. Right? I couldn't give him all of them, but most bouquets come with 12 flowers. I probably gave him like a good
all fake flowers. He gave him all fake flowers. None from the outside.
Yeah, fake ones. They weren't even real flowers. They're like the plastic ones. Here you go, bro.
But yeah, if he drops something hot, I'll be the first one. Like, yo, this is tight. You know,
there's
go Drake.
Like, look, the Drop and Give Me 50. There's some type shit that came out of that. Look, my favorite line out of the Drop and Give Me 50 will forever be his line towards
Metro. Shut up and
yeah.
drums.
Man, that's just too funny. That was just too funny.
Go play with your
that
drums.
kind of destroyed him. Yeah. No matter what he says, everybody's like, man, shut up, make some drums.
Did y'all see the video of at the Metro concert where one of the fans, I guess, or whatever, was like, yo, Metro, shut up and go drop some drums. And then, he goes, hey, I heard that. In the middle of the whole concert.
No,
bro, it was crazy.
Yeah, people gonna troll him for that, like for a while.
That's wild.
Like you just hear.
But you see,
it's like just some random guy just like recording just like the set, and then you just hear another random guy just, hey, Metro, play the drums, and then he just goes. I'm like,
but you see that's what goes to show you. Again, out of that whole song, out of all the things he says.
That's
the one thing that stood out is his line towards Metro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the guy who really had no beef with nobody.
You know what I'm saying? He's just a DJ. He's just a producer, bro.
The whole 50-50 split thing, I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're taking 50%. And,
bro, that's actually
that's not that big of a flex,
deal, bro. That's actually
that's not like that. You know,
that's not that bad.
It's catchy. It's a witty, you know, catchy song, but it's just like that's not it. Yeah,
that's not it.
Shut up and make some drums.
PJ said, "Would it shock you if J. Cole goes after Drake?" Actually, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
No,
it wouldn't shock me. I think I don't even. But again, like we said this earlier. We don't think Cole. I don't think this is the space.
I really think Cole's is setting to like
retire.
Yeah, I really do. Like the way he's been talking lately, and like the last couple years, like his albums and stuff. He's the smartest thing for him to do right now is leave on top. You know. So
right. Yeah. If Future was
Probably.
serious, he should have dropped the Like That remix first.
Nah, that first like it just that's like
Yeah.
still
No,
number one.
yeah. We have to be look. That's what set this whole thing off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
look.
like I
I'll be
said,
honest. I think if it would have been the other way around,
it would
I
have
don't
been
think
the
we would have
same.
gotten. I don't think we would have. I don't think we would have gotten 7 minute drill. We wouldn't have gotten Drake's
Not at
responses.
all.
I don't think Drake would have even
Right.
responded.
Yeah.
Well, just the energy of that song, and like when Kendrick jumps on there, it's wild. You know,
Yeah,
like
no,
Kendrick,
wow. And
it's-
then not only
it's-
that, but
yeah,
the Like That remix is literally a response to the Like That track. You know what I mean? Like
right.
literally Like That was recorded first and dropped first because even Kanye goes, "Yo, kid,
I got called. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Like I got you,
we
bro.
got you. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like so, like it's clearly one came before the other for sure. So yeah, I don't even know if that would have played out that way.
yeah. Not like it goes hard. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's still probably
It does.
the most solid of all this.
It is.
all
No,
this.
it really is a solid. For being a verse, it's still solid.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely does make you think that, and that's why again, like surprisingly, you average out all of our rankings and champion moments. It's still on
Yeah.
top, and I'm not mad at it because again, like Rick Ross said
It's
some
hard.
things that if you actually pay attention, he's saying some things, and then watching the video, the vibe of the video, it's like it's exactly what we're gonna expect going forward for Drake's career, and it's a bunch of trolling, it's a bunch of jokes, it's a bunch, bro. Like you're a clown now.
Yeah.
That's
He's turning into a clown.
he's turning
Yeah.
into a clown little by little, bro. Like there should be
That's like-
there should be a gif created, like the Homer Simpson one, like where he goes in the
That's
bush
like-
and comes back out, but
Uh,
it's Drake. He
he is
comes
a
in the
clown.
bush and then he comes out and he's a clown.
That's like the
literally-
Kendrick freestyle, the BET cipher. He was like,
Yeah.
ha ha, jokes on you.
right.
like just you see a clown now, you know?
He's a clown
That's
now,
what
bro.
he turned
Like,
into.
and-
Trolling and stuff.
yeah, he's gonna be clown going forward, bro. Like no doubt about that. And by the way, Drake did this the weekend in one of his songs, so fucking
Jeez.
yeah. I mean, again, I'm
TJ in here for the 6, bro.
I'm team
Much
weekend,
respect,
bro.
brother.
Yeah, he
I'm
riding
team
for the
Respect,
weekend.
brother. Yeah, bro.
How about that? I'm
Much
team
respect,
weekend.
bro.
What's weekend's team again? Is it OVO? No, OVO is Drake, right?
Yeah, OVO's Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
What's weekends? Like I feel like there's
Mhm.
something Weekend always mentions when he's who knows, man. But I'm,
Yeah,
I'm,
he
team,
always
hey,
says it.
I'm team Weekend, bro.
I always think of it. Every time I think of weekends, I think of him lost at the Super Bowl. Every time I was like,
Yeah,
weekend,
yeah.
I see his
With a
face.
bloody nose.
Yo,
like-
man. Hey,
just
but
think
I
of it.
love the fact that he did something like that. You know what I mean? Like that was just funny to me. It was funny. It's creative. It's new. It's nobody would have ever done something stupid like that.
That was weird. Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like Rick just shoving his nose where it don't belong. That's not true because again, and I said this last
Yeah.
time, he got called out. You can't expect somebody to get called out and not have a response.
Especially
this
Rick
ain't about
Ross.
you, man. No, it is about him because again, Drake mentions him.
Right.
It'd be different if Drake didn't mention him. Then you could say that. But
Drake mentioned him in push-ups.
yeah, he
Right.
mentioned him. in
And Rick,
push-ups,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
He
'Cause,
mentioned
man,
he
Rick,
mentioned
he
him.
jumped in the booth like that night. I think
He,
was
he
like,
like this on the phone, bro. He's like laughing. laughing.
he's like in the studio laughing.
Yeah, yo.
He's like, thank you.
I need more Ross tracks. That's what I need, man.
Hey,
For real.
Ross is
Okay,
solid.
I see you, TJ. I see you, bro.
Mhm.
I see. Hey, let's get that cipher going, bro.
A
Let's.
little cipher.
Okay, let's see. 7 Minute Drill lived up to the album's name.
Might delete
That's funny.
Hey,
later.
literally,
That's ridiculous.
we did.
Let's see. Loki wanted to triangle where they are all competing between each other. Oh, Loki wanted a triangle where they all. Oh yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Of course. I get what you're saying. Yeah, that in an ideal reality or world, that would have been it for sure. Still have to leave, bro. We appreciate you stopping through.
Yes, sir.
So,
Shout out to Still. Check out his channel.
The legend.
He is for sure a legend. He is for sure. a legend. Low key, always appreciate the brother. He's always showing me love and support. Um, and to the point where he even allowed me to bless me with the opportunity to do the intro and not even just the intro.
Oh,
Actually, think
talk
about it. Yeah, yeah,
anthem. The
different
Still Nation
sections,
anthem.
sections of it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The coffee talk anthem. But so I always appreciate him for that, and that was just a cool experience in the moment. But yeah, I do feel you, Narpik. Yeah, I think we all definitely wanted that trifecta of beef that would have been dope for the culture for sure. I get it, and I'm not. I can't disagree with you on that. And we didn't get it though, and I think it's valid reasons why we didn't get it either. I guess is what I will say. Have peace for wheelchair Aubrey Graham. I'm actually glad I skipped that edition of Degrassi.
Yeah.
Oh man, 100%, man. We need a Yay track where he goes for everyone's throat. Yeah, I mean, if there's anybody who can do it,
It's yeah.
it's definitely Yay.
Everybody's gonna talk shit about it.
Because like,
Yeah.
I said earlier, it's easy to talk shit about Ye all you want for sure, but this man, if he wants to, I feel can really come at everybody because from a production level to whether he gets his own bars, he writes his own bars, or whether he gets somebody to give him some bars,
And even bring his daughter into it.
and we bring his daughter to it.
Yeah.
Not just Kendrick or Drake.
That's a good one, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Rolls Royce music. Yep.
The Aston Martin music.
Aston Martin
That
music.
was. I still bump that right now,
Real
bro.
bump that,
Yeah.
bro. All the time, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm not one of them. Oh man. But yeah, man. Shoot. So I mean, I will say this, I guess, you know, I think we're all happy that Kendrick finally dropped something.
It's about damn time, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether you think it's mid, whether you have some issues with it, we finally got it. And now we're at a point in the beef where we could be like, all right, it can end here, or what comes next? Because everybody who needed to responded. You can make your, as we did here, your, I guess,
Standing.
your standings of who you think ranks where and with their tracks that they drop. Put it in the comment section if you'd like. You know, I'll definitely, even if I see enough response, I'll definitely respond to it.
Heck yeah.
Whether here now or later, but I will say overall we finally got to where we wanted to be, and I personally can appreciate it. You know,
Heck yeah. It's like we're back. You know, we're full circle. We're back on Drake now.
Exactly. And yeah, so love it or hate it, is where we're at now, and you know, shout out Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Oh man. Sign up for Fire. What is it? Fire Festival?
Fire Festival.
Cheese sandwiches.
And shout out Drake might be that next dude.
Oh man. That's
hey, but
Adonis need to come out and help him. His son. Jump on the track.
He's in the half of Adonis, low key. No, but for real, shout out to the comment section, everybody who just was hopping in the conversation.
Sure.
Thank you guys for engaging with us and participating. And obviously, shout out to Sil, who was here earlier. Shout out to ET. Shout out to you, CeeLo, for hopping on with us, bro.
You, bro.
Appreciate you hopping on. Shout out to you, man, you know, for hopping on with us.
Sorry,
and shout out to the 124 people watching us right now from wherever you're watching from.
Hey,
we're here for this, man. We're here to talk about anything and everything, but specifically when it comes to this hip hop shit, you know I'm here for it, man. And you know the guys that you saw on here, you know we chop it up about this all the time, and I just what better place to chop it up about this stuff than the Chop Shop, right?
Chop Shop, yes sir.
So that being said, man, again, appreciate y'all. Much love. God bless. Peace out. And until the next time.
Yes, sir.
We out.